In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hello and welcome to A Show Called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
And I'm not Chris.
I'm
Lucy.
Hey! He's not here.
Again.
This is
You can say it. You can say it. Say it.
I
We're
want
all
to
here for you, John.
Say what everyone's
No,
thinking.
I wanna
All
say-
the listeners are thinking it.
we went through the eye of disappointment.
Yes.
He was visited by like three ghosts.
Goes to podcast past.
He turned it all around.
He did. He was doing great.
He was doing
for
very
a
well.
week.
We moved our recording schedule out by a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To kind of there was a meeting. We had like a moderator.
Yeah.
Things were said.
I think it was an intervention, actually.
Not
There was a banner up, and it just said, "We're thinking of you, Chris," and we sat
in
down
a
with
good
him.
way.
No.
You did have to leave the little trail of tiny bottles of beer
Yeah.
to get him to come in.
Well, like
you
little
know. Yeah.
sample bottles of
Yeah.
whiskey.
Like the tiny liqueur bottles, but it's just tiny
yeah.
beer bottles.
Just a little trail of them to
Yeah.
get him to kind of come in.
There were 209, I believe, leading from his house to yours.
And we knew he was here because he collapsed through the door.
Through a plate glass window, actually.
And
You bled a lot, but we got the message across to him.
anyway, but it was all looking good.
Looking great.
But he's ill. but he's ill. And
The perfect excuse.
And I guess really that's like nobody's fault but
His.
Yeah. And possibly Gog's.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, if you're going to ever leave your house and go interact with other human beings, you have to accept
You
the
got it
risk
coming.
of- Yeah, frankly.
Yeah.
This day and age, we've all learnt that the only way to be safe is to stay hermetically sealed inside your house and never leave.
We have
and maybe
this.
that's the problem because half of his house
is
open
not.
to
It's
the
currently
elements.
open to the elements,
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
normally keeps the viruses at bay.
Yeah.
Is close your windows.
Yeah, windows.
And you can
Yeah.
tell he's legitimately ill because he went from saying that the greatest thing in the world was having to share his lounge with a microwave and a kettle
He did.
within
And a
arm's
fridge.
reach.
Yeah.
And he's now gone on to say that is the biggest pain in the ass
Yeah.
you can imagine. So
Yeah. That paradise turned to a hell pretty
Yeah.
quickly,
Yeah.
actually.
there's like a moral there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Don't
but
achieve anything in life.
don't have an extension on
Don't
your
try
house.
to improve your existence in any way, shape, or form. It
Yeah.
will backfire.
Yeah, I
Don't
think
open
that's
a window or the viruses get in.
Yeah.
You know?
He sings his. No, I can't.
No, he
even-
doesn't.
I can't
No,
even lie.
he doesn't.
No,
He never does. And if I wasn't at the podcast, I wouldn't send my apologies either.
No,
Because
no.
nobody deserves that. Especially our listeners. Nobody deserves it. I want to stress that.
Yeah.
I think we've made it very clear where we stand on our opinions regarding our listeners.
So
So,
he's anchors for it as well.
Yeah.
so instead, Lucy very
I'm
kindly
here,
stepped in.
yes.
Hello. Yes.
I mean, you say step in. Like normally, I'm just sort of directly 8 foot down from this room whilst
Yeah.
you're doing this, so it's not that much of a
the
change,
panic
really.
Yeah. In the basement below the basement.
Yeah.
Screaming.
But I am here. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to help out.
Yes.
Step in for Chris.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I can bring the same sort of drunken energy, mainly because I do not drink, but I can try.
We've
Yeah.
brought a beer to
I'm-
the room for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm told that the key to it is to be far too close to the microphone and to shout a lot.
Yes.
So
John's
that's
going to
a-
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
gonna
a
be-
gift for future
that's-
John, so he's got
yeah.
something to do.
Yeah. We're all very different people, and when it comes to edit the show, we all have very different sound waves. And Chris Ray has a unique
Chaotic.
flavour, which I'm sure the listener already knows. But believe me, the raw files are much worse.
Yeah,
And-
you'd be bleeding if you
Yeah,
listened to the raw
it's
files.
I occasionally hear like the little snippets that you play of the peaks so that you can try and edit it, and it is just like a scream over and over and over, like a half a second of a scream constantly repeating. Yeah, which is great fun when I'm just in the next room trying to, I don't know, live my life, and there's just screaming coming. I mean, I've
repeated constant screaming.
Yeah, I've learnt to block it out. You know, I've kind of been desensitized to it at this point.
There's a human phenomenon where we will hear music where there is no music.
Mm.
Like if you hear any repeating sound.
Yeah.
So when I'm trying to edit like a little clip of Chris Ray going like, "You what?" It's like, "You what? You what? You what? You what?" And then it's like, "Oh yeah, oh hell yeah, yeah." I'm getting into it. We've actually, the three of us have seen a lot of each other today, haven't
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a big day for painting.
we? Painting.
Yes.
Painting's
It's going to be a big
Painting's
weekend for
in.
painting, assuming that the,
Oh, yes.
the Thatcher Ray house is not under quarantine by Sunday.
You've got more painting to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, very kindly, you guys have been helping me paint my studio.
Oh.
My artist's studio.
Breaking news.
Yes, I'm very, very happy to be able to say that I have a studio now.
Yes.
I've
seen it. It's real. It
Yeah.
has walls and windows and everything.
You can prove that I'm
Yeah.
not lying. And yeah, I've got this big old space. It's completely mine. It's completely bare. It's got like a concrete floor. It had just whitewashed walls and a concrete ceiling. And I love it. I love how a blank canvas it is. I love how industrial it is.
They offered you like a fully furnished.
Oh yeah, lovely
and
place.
yeah. I was with him, and Nick slapped the man in
I
in
actually,
the face. Yeah.
I was a closed fist.
Yeah.
I slapped him with a closed
Yeah.
fist.
and,
Bonk.
and you didn't speak because you didn't have to, because that's why I was there. You know,
did,
you tend not to speak to the little people.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
But I made sure that.
And if
man-
I do, I ask them to address me as Lord
and I made that man realise
and cry.
that Nick Angel is all about. When I think of Nick Angel, I think of brutalist architecture.
Yes.
and he realised, and that's why
100%.
that's why you got the box.
That's
as
why I
they called
got
it.
the concrete Iron Maiden.
the Boîte Diabolique.
No, it's literally everything I wanted.
Yeah.
Like and more. Yeah. So, but I do want some color on the walls. That's what I wanted.
Got to get some. colours.
Yeah.
Did a lot of thinking, did a lot of planning. Had this idea for 3 colors with these cool diagonal lines that did differentiate each color zone. And then I was like, oh, that's a shit load of work. I'll rope in you guys.
Who do I know who's got nothing better to do? Yeah.
Although, no, very kindly, you did offer. I should say, you did offer. It was very
Yes, I
kind.
guess I did.
Yeah, for your sin.
I've ventilation is not great, so
No.
so I have
Been huffing paint all day.
yeah, a lot of fumes.
You got 3 colors in your lungs. Well, that's a song by McFly.
McFly.
Girl
yeah.
with 3 colors in her lungs.
Yeah, it was also a key piece of evidence in that mining
That's what
industry.
Chris is suffering from.
Yeah, that's why he's not here. 3-colored lung.
Well, frankly, it's just great to see you finally embracing your Jamaican heritage.
Oh,
because, the red, yellow, and blue
Yeah.
are delightful. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
No, it's more of a teal,
It's
It's
definitely,
definitely a teal and a
yeah.
mustard,
a
Yeah.
but
teal,
definitely a red.
a June, and a.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, teal, June, and claret.
I had a family member who once owned a car that came in Dune or June.
Sort of
My
a mustard.
my first car was a colour that I've always described as metallic beige, and I believe was probably in the catalogue. Never saw a catalogue. It was secondhand when I got it. Was probably described as something like June.
Yeah, or wild ochre.
What the inconvenience of it was that it was exactly the same colour as a sunset, basically behind me. So if ever I was driving with the sun low, nobody could see me.
Wow, the ultimate stealth
Yeah.
at a specific time.
It was
of
like
day.
which when you're commuting back and forth. Like in the winter is basically the times that you're commuting.
Indeed.
So
Yeah,
I
so
just
you were
drove.
invisible for that whole
I
time.
drove with my lights on the whole time. Like every light I could put on the car.
Yeah.
On. And I still people managed to like try and pull into me at various times.
Really?
It was quite
Metallic
impressive.
beige,
Yeah,
the ultimate
metallic
camouflage.
beige. Yeah.
What colour is puce?
It's like a pink, isn't it?
Is it
Yeah,
pink?
it's
I know that
like,
exclusively
purpley pink,
from.
sort of.
There's a Christmas movie where somebody invents a lollipop and they call it a puce pop, and it's kind of a small purple magenta.
How do you spell it?
Personally, I would say Puce.
Yeah, that's how I think.
I'm guessing because gun to my head, I would have said that puce was a kind of yellow, but again, I have nothing to base it on.
No, that's the colour there.
Oh well, that's pretty. Lucy's pretty.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a raspberry yogurty sort of colour.
It does look like yogurt,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
cherry yogurt
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Ooh, delicious. Love a cherry yogurt.
I think the lollipop they called the puce pop.
Peace pop.
And it had reindeer sparkles in it or something and made people fly.
Oh.
I can't remember much else about this movie.
I've seen that movie.
I feel like it might
think
be
it was
one
a
of those
documentary,
Christmas
actually.
movies that is now incredibly racist or something, so nobody shows it anymore. But I can't remember any of
and
that bit.
you're not even sure against whom it's racist.
No, I
but
just remember the reindeers and the lollipops. I can't
Yeah.
remember anything else about it.
Okay.
the puce pop.
The puce
What's that
pop.
just called, like Father Christmas, the movie?
There was the Santa Claus.
And then now there's more. There's
yeah, Santa
Oh, God.
Clauses.
the Santa Claus.
I mean, if you just like Father Christmas a movie, then you're not really trying hard, are you?
No.
It's your Christmas movie.
No.
Like,
No, true.
I seem to recall it being very 70s
Yeah.
and kind of like oddly disturbing as a kid. I didn't enjoy it.
Yes. I mean, like I said, I can't remember a lot of it, which makes me think that it was I was probably too young to be watching
Or too
it.
drunk.
Yeah, I guess that was a
Lucy
possibility at
has
some point
drunk.
in my life. Yeah.
We should be clear on this. Lucy,
Yeah,
you
it's not
have
like-
consumed alcohol.
Oh yeah,
in
it's not
your
like
life,
I've been
yeah.
Very
teetotal my whole
important
life.
this
I just
comes on the podcast.
I was bored enough of drinking by the age of 19 that I just
So you're
sort
gonna
of
say
stopped
9
doing
then?
it.
Yeah, you did start very early.
Much earlier than the rest of us. Fair
But,
enough.
yeah, so there you go. That's how I know what the color puce is because that's the only memory I have of that movie.
Yeah, I don't have a memory I can hold on to for puce.
Yeah.
I just thought I knew it was
No.
pinky purple, which it kind of is.
What about taupe? Isn't that a colour?
Taupe.
Is
I
that kind of
feel
beige?
like that's brown. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say a light
Ooh,
brown.
A light brown.
Let's have a look.
Who cared enough about puce to name it? You know what I mean?
That's taupe. So it's kind of like concrete
Oh.
color. It's
Yeah.
a bit more colourful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's like slightly reddish purple.
It looks
concrete.
like a very
beige.
milky hot chocolate.
Yes, I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, maybe an options. And then there's chartreuse as well, which is that horrible.
sounds like
that's
a
like
red.
that meat, isn't it? Yeah. That's like cured Italian meat.
It's that color.
Oh.
It's like a lime yellowy green.
Oh,
It's vile.
What? Oh.
It's oh god, yeah. I've blown my nose with that color when I've been
Yes.
ill sometimes.
Oh.
Like
Google along with us at home, everyone. Like Google these colours as
Yeah.
we're talking about them.
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse.
I would have said that. Like,
that is
again,
that is a way too fancy name for that color.
I know, right?
maybe this
Yeah.
is like synesthesia because if someone
You
said
can taste that.
yeah, but I'd be like, oh, chartreuse would be like a rich
Maroon.
deep, a maroon
Yeah.
velvet.
Yes.
or
Yeah, I'm
something
thinking
it
like
something in
sounds
the
like a
red
wine.
sort of
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
It sounds like a
Yes,
red.
it wouldn't
Yeah.
look like a Blay High-Vis jacket.
I'll have a bottle of chartreuse. Oh, what vintage, sir?
Well,
2021.
but
Because it's Mountain Dew.
that sounds like it sounds like you're saying something stupid, but you're actually saying something very intelligent.
Yes, that's what I meant to
because
do.
you're googling, which you just did, indicated that there is a drink.
Yeah,
called
well,
chartreuse.
indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. It's called Mountain Dew. No, it is the colour of Mountain Dew, though. There's a liqueur called chartreuse. French herbal liqueur available in green and yellow versions that differ slightly in taste.
This sounds like something that monks probably made many years ago
Yes.
and probably contained wormwood
Yeah.
and probably made you see fairies.
And maybe mercury.
Yeah.
Very heavy.
Do you think so there's all these stories of monks making like high-powered alcohol? Do you think that they ever drank it, or they were just like, we can't drink
Well, the
it
water
because that
wasn't-
would be a sin?
The
Yeah,
water
water
wasn't
was
safe.
poison.
Yeah, water wasn't safe. So I feel like I've watched things that say, yes, everybody was drinking, but everything was watered down because
Right.
the alcohol was acting as a sterilizer for the
So they
water.
made this kick-ass drink,
Yeah.
which they stored in secret caves, and then every now and then went to got a bottle,
Yeah.
and then they diluted
Which
that.
is also the town in Germany.
Got a
where,
bottle.
Got
Yeah.
a bottle, yeah. Where they.
Got a bottle Germany. I think I've sent a package there.
But how did they know? Right. How did they know that it was a sin if they invented it?
I mean, I think you may be
Powerful
thinking of
words.
the wrong. You may be thinking of the wrong religion because monks are
Oh, yeah, they
Catholics,
love a
and
drink.
Catholics love booze because
This is God's blood and such.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, no.
God's blood is
but
wine,
my
man.
point is that if you're like Friar Fuck or whatever, and you're
Yeah,
making
let's go with that.
yeah, and you're making it's like I've made this incredible bread water,
Yeah.
and when I drink it, I feel closer to God and
Yeah.
everyone around me, and they're
I'm
like,
also insufferable.
and they'd be like, well, this couldn't possibly be a bad thing. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying that back then they didn't
Yeah.
think it was a sin
I feel like
because-
drunkenness probably was still a sin.
because you might, I don't know, lash out
Yeah.
with your monk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rope.
Yeah.
But it's just like is this like
Your monk rope? I don't know.
but this is like
There were a
how
lot
can
of
a,
armed monks in the
Yeah, true.
in the
Yeah.
like 12th century. They went on crusades and stuff.
but they
They're
couldn't
probably not the monks
but they
themselves.
couldn't cut you, could they?
Yeah, they just have like big hammers, wouldn't they? Like,
Yeah.
basically, it's
Really?
like
They weren't
clubs.
allowed to wound.
Yeah, wound means draw blood, so you could do
convenient.
any damage that didn't draw blood.
So they
You
had
could
hammers.
cave in a man's skull.
Yes.
As long as you didn't draw blood.
Yeah.
Which is probably unlikely,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah,
But
and
you
that's
could
why
probably
in
break something.
in one hand they'd carry a helmet lined with wool, and in the other they'd have a hammer,
Right.
and they'd put the helmet on your
Safety
head and
first.
then clang it,
Clonk.
like, and it would be like a kind of
It's a sonic
Three
attack,
Stooges
you know?
thing. But you'd be stunned, but not hurt.
Is that, you mentioned Sonic, is that where, is Amy based on those monks because, of course, she has a hammer.
Why not?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't forget that there's actually like quite a strong
Catholic undertone to the Sonic
yeah.
ethos.
There's a definite kind of through line from like the Trappist monks.
Yes. Yes.
To
I've always suspected this.
Amy the Hedgehog.
Yes, specifically her.
Specifically, it's more over in the new series which is coming out.
Yeah. Who, ironically, is the colour of puce.
Yes, that is true.
Full circle.
Oh my God,
We've
yeah.
completed it. The Ouroboros of this podcast is complete. I'm doing a circle.
Yeah, you're doing the
motion
Elden
with my
Ring
hand.
Yeah.
gesture there.
Yeah.
No, I guess my point was like, and Nick, you're an artist.
Oh, you had a point, did
Maybe
you?
you can, much like a hedgehog. Maybe you can answer this question.
Probably not.
Is it possible for an artist to not make art?
No, I would argue everything I do, everything I do is art.
So, is it a monk, a man of God, could conceivably only do godly things?
Can't sin.
So if a monk goes down to the basement, one monk goes down to the basement for a few years, comes back and goes, "I've cultivated honey. I've learned how to like look after bees. We now have this incredible."
Why were they doing that in the
Bees in
basement?
a basement.
Bees in a basement, yeah.
My favourite children's
where
book.
God can't find them.
Yeah.
when the eye sweeps the land. Yeah. And then another monk goes down. He's like, "I've invented this kind of I call it beer. It gives you a very gentle buzz. It's very weak. It's very nourishing." And then the next one comes up and he goes, "I've invented
Chartreuse.
tequila slammers.
Oh, well,
And
you gotta take it
and
with-
these will fuck you up."
but you will see God.
But it can't be a sin because he's a monk, isn't he?
That
I
is
believe
true.
there are
That
probably
is true.
multiple popes that have tried to make that argument for various completely legitimate reasons.
Completely
Sure.
legitimate, yeah.
Including that time in history where there were like 3 popes at once.
Oh, the tripoperate.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, Pope rhymes with taupe.
Ah,
Coincidence?
there we go.
I think not.
Does he have a taupe hat?
I wish he did.
I mean, he has that hat with 3 crowns on it. What's in between the crowns? I'm not sure.
Yeah, cherry yogurt.
Yeah.
Thin mints.
Yeah.
When he gets hungry. Yeah.
Little Pope hunger.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, like they're only really what are they like? They've got like the 3 colours, haven't they? It's like if you're a priest, it's purple.
Yep.
Bishops are purple.
No, bishops are purple.
Cardinals are red.
Red, that's the one.
And the
then
Pope is white.
And the Pope is white.
Yeah,
Who are the ones who wear black?
that's the anti-pope.
Okay.
Yes. Or the,
Is there
or the
also an
Mecca Pope.
anti-cardinal that's green and like an anti-bishop that's, help me out, colour wheel dude,
Yellow.
orange?
Yellow, orange, yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Sunset Pope, who's metallic beige? He's invisible! Oh, no, there he is.
Well, have
He's
you ever
also
seen?
permanently in exile, isn't he? Like, you know.
Yeah.
There's also like the Coptic Pope, because there's an entire separate
Oh, yeah.
church that has another Pope
Secret Pope.
based in Alexandria, I think, in Egypt. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
Do they
And
have to
that's
battle
like,
once a year?
That's like very brightly coloured. Like all the popery is much
Popery?
brighter.
Yeah, they have
Like
to
it's
decide
all-
who's the most popular.
Yeah. Oh god.
It's all right to laugh.
It's actually quite...
Don't hold it in.
No,
You'll only- He's got coughing up teeth.
I'm trying to hold it back.
Well,
Yeah.
not-
So we've alienated every Catholic member.
What?
Of the,
No.
They've celebrated their populism.
yes.
They're populous.
Yeah, it's not a popularity contest.
Lol.
Lol.
It's the same
Let's
joke.
see, we'll just
Yeah,
run
you
that
just-
into the
yeah.
ground. It'll be fine, yeah. Who has a hate?
I have a hate.
Oh, that's very presumptuous, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I waited, but I also waited with a sort of pregnant pause, which
Yeah.
made you all know that it was my time to shine.
Pregnant Pause is actually, ironically, the name of my Sonic fan fiction. Please continue.
That's bad. That's a. Oh, that's conjuring
This
images
is
up.
not good.
That's not art.
Not enjoying. Well, I'm not an artist. 'Cause
Hey, well, there you
if
go.
you said it.
Well, you're fan fiction. You're a writer. Everything you've
Oh,
written
thank
is,
you, yeah.
is writing.
Yeah.
Anyway, my hate is little creepy squatter people who steal things from my doorstep. Specifically, parcel thieves.
I believe the term is porch pirate.
Porch pirate. I like that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that term actually. I hate porch pirates because there is one or two. I don't know. We've lost 2 distinct instances of parcel deliveries at our door in the last few weeks, and it could be the same returning villain.
Can we just say, I mean, like, words are powerful.
And I'm really going hard.
Words are
on them.
powerful. What if they're like working under the aegis of a monarch and they're more of a porch privateer?
Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
But I
yeah,
think you
'cause
don't need to recognise them because you are against that. So
I
they're only a privateer if you're on their side.
A privateer is another man's pirate.
Yeah,
Or a
pirate.
is
You're
another
still
man's
a
privateer.
pirate
Yeah.
if you're on the side that is being privateered.
Yes.
I guess.
Yes.
Although I want to be a pirate. So I want to be on the pirate side.
Sure.
But then I guess if you're a pirate and then a privateer comes at you,
Yeah.
do you look at them and go, they're a pirate?
Do you look at them and go, sell out?
Sell out.
Scout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a corporate pirate. A core pirate.
Yeah, you broke the picket line.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are quite a fan of
A parcel.
buying and owning and receiving things you've paid for. No, I was going to say you're quite a
I'm a
fan
fan of capitalism.
of the manga series One Piece.
One Piece.
Which is about pirates.
It is indeed. Yes.
And other things.
Oh, yeah, many other things.
And
It's arguably a story about everything.
it's really about life, isn't it?
Yeah. I
I
think
mean,
we
once
can
you go
all relate.
long enough, you can touch on every aspect of the universe.
And he really has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you reconcile your love of pirates with the fact that
They were murderers and rapists.
well, no, I was going to say the fact that like somebody stuck it to the man, namely you,
I'm the
by
man in this
stealing.
situation.
Well, they stole
Oh,
they stole your
no.
shit. You dubbed them pirates. That adds a certain saucy romance.
To be fair, Lucy dubbed them.
Yeah, to
pirates.
be
Yes.
fair, that was me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're back.
Oh,
I'm backtracking
oh,
away now.
oh.
I'm getting rid of all
Sorry.
responsibility.
Okay.
of this.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, good point. That is
Yeah.
a good point. I don't like being the man in this situation. But I am in charge because I'm telling the story.
No.
I'm making history, and I get to dictate all the terms.
Well, I
at the same
take
time.
back everything I said because I have nothing to stand on. Because, as you pointed out, Lucy deemed them pirates. So you're just actually a victim.
But Porch
here.
Pirates is a very good phrase. It's got a good
Yeah.
amount of alliteration to it. So I am going to stick with that. But I'm a house pirate, and they're a porch pirate. It's my porch though. So
You're more like a house buccaneer, and
I
or
quite like
like
that, yeah.
you're like a
Swashbuckler.
a naval officer, and they've
No,
they've
no.
boarded your vessel.
no. Because I still want to be a pirate. You're missing the whole point.
But what have you been stealing?
Amazon stuff. But I did pay
I
for
see.
it.
Yeah.
It's like Rob from The Rich.
Yeah.
With my riches. Or so,
Yeah.
you understand.
Yeah.
This metaphor's tracking.
Yeah.
Well,
This is going really well.
I've seen your diet, and so scurvy. That kind of makes you,
Yeah,
makes you
there
a bit
you
of
go.
a pirate.
No, okay, perfect. That's
Yeah.
all I need. Just
Yeah.
one thing. I've got scurvy. Way! Ow! Should have raised my arms.
Maybe you should tell us more about why you dislike people taking things from your porch.
Because they're mine. Those things are mine. I bought them. And up until now, for years, all the time I've been living in Cooltown, which is
Cooltown.
obviously where we live, things have always been delivered to my house, left in the porch, door slid closed. They could be there all day, and I thought I felt safe in my neighborhood, because I knew that something could be left there all day, and people might see it from the pavement as they're walking past. They might see my little parcel in there, and nobody did anything. And then one day I came home, and my door was wide open, and I was expecting a parcel to be there, and there was nothing there. And now my confidence is shook, because now, like my things that I like to order,
Your beautiful things.
my beautiful things,
My things.
my objet.
Yeah, my
objet
my objet de tat.
Yeah, my objet de tat now might get stolen all away. So we've installed a Ring doorbell.
Which is incredibly creepy, I must say.
Oh yeah,
Because,
it's like a little GLaDOS that
Yeah.
sits by our door.
Because I got to go round and save some of your parcels,
Thank
like
you for that, by the way.
preemptively save some of your parcels. And as I did, the two of you were on the road going
Yes.
to a convention at the time.
Yeah, it was delightful.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I drove round my little car, ditched my work, drove round,
Yes, thank
picked
you for
everything
that.
up, and then I just hear John going, "Hello."
Hello.
Hello?
Through the doorbell.
Yeah.
It's like, stop, thief.
And not only can he see you
Yeah.
live as you're thieving my parcels under my command,
Yeah.
but also he can talk to you live through the doorbell.
Yeah, and they don't really advertise it, but Ring doorbells do have a kind of ambulatory arm.
They do,
But it's
yeah.
only 30 centimeters long, and it's very thin.
It's
So-
very, but the whole purpose of it is just to flip the bird.
Yeah.
Just do a little middle finger, just to really like.
Yeah,
but it
it's
can like hit.
Yeah,
Annoying.
there's like little controls on
Yeah.
the phone, and I can like swing it in the 4 cardinal directions. But, like,
Bam, bam. You have to type into the Zorth axis in
Yeah.
order for it to move.
it's like a Dalek's arm, just kind of like go, no,
Stop, thief! No.
sir, apprehend this thief.
Yes.
Is it kind of is it creepy for you
Yes.
Because you'll just get like a ping. There's someone at the door.
My phone doesn't even ping. It speaks. It goes, motion at your Ring video doorbell. That's what it says. My phone says that to me. That's the noise. That's the notification noise.
Right.
Which is even creepier.
That is creepy,
Because
yeah.
it's not there's a person at your door or your wife's home or someone's dropped off a package or the postman's there. No, it's motion at your Ring video doorbell.
What's worse, getting that, looking at your phone and there's nobody there, or getting that, looking at your phone and there's someone just standing there,
And they're a clown.
and they don't appear to be doing anything?
If they were a clown, that would be bad.
Yeah, but what?
Clown at your Ring video doorbell. It can recognise clowns.
Yeah, you pick it up, it's a clown. Go, "Ah!" And then you're like, you press button to speak. Hello. Yeah, mate. Yeah, I've got a delivery here from a Silver Angel.
Clownogram. And then there's a button on my app. It just says delete clown. And he's gone. I've done that 14 times now. I'm getting so many clownograms.
Got a clownogram here.
Clownogram here for, what is it, a niche Angel.
Niche Angel.
It would be very creepy, I think, because it's very good, right? It's very smart, it's very clever, it's got a lot of smartware in it, so it can detect the difference between a person and a package, which is wild, right? So when obviously a package is delivered by a person, right? But they don't step into the porch typically. They slide the door open, they drop a package onto the floor, and they slide the door shut. And it won't say person detected, it will say package detected.
Sure.
And then if someone walks up to the door, like Ali, for example, if Ali's coming home, it will say person detected, right? So it's very, very smart. So if it went off and there was no one there,
So, but
now I'm very scared because it's very smart.
But sorry,
right?
am I misunderstanding? It's possible to get a parcel notification, but no person.
When it says parcel, it doesn't say person.
So
Correct.
how does the parcel get there if a person?
I think it's basing the detection on what comes close.
Right.
So because the guy delivering the parcel doesn't come right up to the door, he instead places something closer to the door than him, it goes, that's a delivery man, that's a parcel. He's not entered your porch. But when someone comes to my door, as in to come into my house, then it says person, right? So this is what I mean. It's smart enough to see and understand what it's seeing and tell me that.
Yeah.
So if there was no one there when I looked at my phone, but it had triggered, that means in my scary brain, it's seen something that I can't see.
Interesting.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah.
And it would say something like, yokai at your Ring video doorbell.
Now,
March of 1,000 demons detected.
Now, before you got this super sophisticated surveillance device, your previous defense against porch pirates, privateers, tomato, was filling your porch with shit.
Yes, so it was indetectable from a parcel.
Now, this sounds like an exaggeration, but
we store stuff in our porch.
you quite frequently have a boogie board and
Two,
I
actually.
think for a while a couple of bags of cement.
Oh,
Just
yes, they're gone now, but
Yeah,
yes,
just stolen.
My cement! No, it'd gone completely solid. So
Oh, of
that
course,
was,
yeah,
that was pointless.
I mean, that is what cement is supposed to do.
It is
Yeah.
actually, to be fair, that's exactly what it says on the bag. So I should
Got a delivery here for a Nick Angel. I just put it behind the boogie board next to the pogs. Next
I don't store my pogs out there. What am I, an idiot? They'll go down.
next to the
They're in
egg,
my binder.
next to the egg carton full of original pogs, please.
Why do you keep them in an egg carton? Look, I don't pay you to comment on my pog collection, all right? I pay you to deliver my parcel.
This is a Kino.
No one uses that word anymore. Yeah.
Under here. No, they're Tazos.
Yeah.
No, Tazos.
Look, check the notches on the side.
Oh,
yeah, mate. Sorry,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
However, despite having a Ring video doorbell, which I do have because my phone tells me that I have that every day, I still want to lay a trap for my porch pirate.
All right. Have you? I'm assuming you have seen the glitter bomb videos.
Yes, I have seen that.
Yes, because that's one man's answer to the porch piracy epidemic of America.
Yes, because it's really bad in America, isn't it?
So
what
this is
did he
one thing
do
I was
exactly?
really hoping wasn't going to make it over here from the US.
It's here now.
Yeah.
So an American, what we're saying is an American has flown over just to steal shit from English porches because that's the right market that's untouched.
Yeah.
How did his thing work?
Years of engineering.
Yes,
Oh,
he's
God.
he is a former NASA engineer.
It's fine. It's fine. I reckon I can do it.
Well,
I have a bloated confidence.
But also, like, the money he must have put into that, because his
Yeah.
device incorporated 4 iPhones to give 360-degree
I've got one.
camera vision.
Yeah.
yeah.
So wait. So what? How did it work?
It was a box, a
Yeah.
cube.
That sat on his doorstep.
Yeah, and then someone would nick it.
Right.
But then the idea was that when they took the lid off,
Yeah, to
and
see
he-
what they'd got.
and he'd obviously kind of like designed it in such a way where they would be inclined to. You wouldn't just lie it on its side and like.
Yeah, no, it definitely it was very much built to look like a kind of high tech speaker or something that has like a nice box and
Yeah.
you'd, like,
So you
pull
open
the
it
lid
the
off.
right way. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
That's smart.
I'm guessing they would want to preserve it so that they could sell on whatever the thing is. But then by pulling the lid off, it sets off a little trigger that starts yelling at you.
Okay.
Then scatters glitter from like a
Brilliant.
spinning disc that's in at the top of the box. So the moment
Amazing.
you've taken the lid off, it's just pff,
Everywhere.
and then starts spraying fart spray.
Oh, that's
So
good.
basically doing everything possible to make them want to ditch the box.
yes.
um,
Does it have a camera in it to record them?
It has 4 cameras because the 4 iPhones that are inside.
all angles.
It has a GPS.
It has a
tracking
GPS
device.
tracker, and
Oh,
he
that's
set
good.
up a GPS fence basically around his house, so that because often apparently in America these porch pirates are just driving along until they see something, grab something, put it in the car, and then they'll drive off. So basically, it only triggers after they leave the fenced off area that's like the block that he lives in or whatever.
Right.
So they're not like right outside his house
Right.
doing this. And yeah, usually they will just chuck it in a ditch and then you can just GPS go find it and reset it.
And wouldn't they start like screaming at them, saying like, you
Yeah.
know, police contacted?
And I think it also had a
Oh,
countdown.
the countdown was great. Like,
They don't know what it's counting
yeah,
down
it
to.
was like 10, 9.
There have been
Put it in
like,
the oven, clang.
there have been I
Open it again,
believe
there's a cake.
3
Oh.
versions of the glitter bomb at this point.
Mark 3.
Yeah, getting more and more elaborate each time.
See, my trap was much more
Mm.
basic. So my thinking was that I get a big box, quite a
Yeah.
large box, so it looks very tempting, very tantalizing, and I just fill it with house bricks. So it's very heavy, right?
Yeah.
But then I put it in or wrap it in Amazon trimming, so it
Mm-hmm.
looks very Amazon-y. There's that Amazon tape. I don't know whether
Yeah.
you can get hold of that, but maybe I could harvest it from another
Mm-hmm.
Amazon package. Make it look very eye-catching, put it right in the middle of the porch, and then move our cars off the drive, because that's another significant factor, I think,
Mm-hmm.
that both days that we lost parcels, both cars were off the drive, so
Yeah.
it looked like we weren't in, which we weren't. So move the cars off the drive up the road somewhere, hide them away, have this big old box, but I'll be in, and then I'll just have my phone. And then when they try and lift it, they'll be slow because it will be heavy, and then I'll get the motion detection, and then I can talk through the doorbell and say, "I'm calling the police!
Stop!
Stop, thief!
I caught you.
I have you now." Yeah, that's my plan.
Yeah. I mean, presumably, even if they did steal something from you again, you could just send that video footage to the police.
I mean, yes, there's also
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But there's a lot of satisfaction involved in setting a trap. I've
Yeah.
never set a trap. I've never had reason to set a trap
Mm-hmm.
before. This is a genuine, powerful reason for me to be justified in setting a trap.
And of course, and I feel, because we are broadcasting this to an audience, we probably should say, for legal reasons, that it absolutely won't be a lethal trap.
It absolutely won't be a lethal trap.
Oh, wink. I'm not very good at.
Don't say wink.
Oh, sorry,
Don't
no.
say it because they'll hear that
No,
bit.
sorry,
You could
no,
have winked
sorry.
and they wouldn't
yeah,
even
no,
know.
it's fine. I actually struggle to wink,
Yeah, that's
but which is good because I'm not.
like Britney Spears. She struggles to wink.
Can she not wink?
Well, in that Toxic video, she does a wink and it's really awkward.
Does she?
Yeah.
Ah,
It's a weird tangent, isn't it? But anyway, it's true.
wink.
It's a fact.
What if it was Britney Spears stealing your stuff?
I'd be even more angry.
Wouldn't that be quite a shock?
It would be quite a shock, yeah.
Oh, that's
But it would play
surprising,
into
yeah.
Lucy's theory about the Americans coming
Yeah.
in and stealing stuff. So
Well, it's a weird thing. It's like sometimes, like you get this horrible mystery, and you go like, "Who's wronged me?
it's Britney Spears.
Who's been stealing from me?" But then now you'll know.
Imagine if it was like, like it's
Yeah.
one thing like thinking, oh, it's just going to be a
This
stranger.
amorphous
Yeah,
person.
because I'll see them on my, and I won't know who they are.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll just scare them. That's the plan. I just want to scare them, right? But if it's Britney Spears,
Yeah.
you know, and she's mic'd up with the Britney mic, you know, and like she's like on her way to a show between shows, right? She's like, oh, I'll grab that
Yeah.
tantalizing box there.
And then you get a notification on your phone, and you're like, "What?
Britney Spears detected at your Ring video doorbell.
Motion detected. What do you?
Ring. Who is
Jesus?
it?
Is that are you Britney
Are
Spears?
you okay?
Hi. Yeah, it's a bit awkward. Yeah.
I like the idea. No, I like the idea because she's a criminal at the moment. She's in criminal mode, so she would lie. She's
Yeah.
like, no,
No.
I'm not Britney Spears.
You're wearing.
I'm Britney Spears.
You're,
You're wearing a sparkly crop top.
You're wearing a top that says "I am Britney Spears."
I'm pretty certain you're Britney Spears.
Pretty sure
Yeah.
you're Britney Spears. No,
Yeah,
no.
no. It's
not me.
No. This is odd, isn't it?
It's a weird interaction. Why haven't you left? I really want this box.
Oh. It is a deep shame because, like
is.
I said, I was really hoping this would be the kind of thing that wouldn't make its way over here. But now, of course, it's the classic thing of you can take precautions to prevent this. You have a Ring doorbell.
Indeed.
You could get everything delivered to an Amazon drop-off point,
Yes,
or
which is another thing I'm
to a
considering
storage unit, so that it's never.
Coming
There's
to my
never
house.
never sitting in your porch unattended.
You could never order
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, you could just stop buying things. This
Nope.
is another alternative.
That's not an option. I bought a Ring doorbell. I bought another thing and that had to be delivered to my
Yeah.
house. Ironically, I had to be in for that.
Now,
Lol.
Did it warn you from inside the box?
I am arriving at your house.
Help.
How? I am being carried by your wife.
now, I don't know. I'm not privy to everything you purchase, nor what I want to be.
No, you definitely
You
wouldn't
deserve
want to
some
be.
privacy. Now, I think it is relevant to
Go on.
mention that I believe at least one of the items you purchased recently
Here we go.
was a Game Boy camera
Yeah, and printer.
and printer. Were they stolen?
They were not.
Thank God.
They were one of the parcels that you brought in.
Ah,
I believe.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, when you were bringing that parcel in, did you think to yourself, "God, this feels important"?
I thought it felt light. I assumed
They are very light.
I assumed it was just like envelopes or something because you send a lot of packages. So I was just
do.
like, oh, Nick's just ordered a whole bunch of envelopes.
Things what I can vaguely remember of a Game Boy printer is that it was, 6-8 inches long,
Yeah.
like a weird little grey box, required something like 18 AA batteries.
Maybe more.
like just kind of taped up in a ball.
Here's the thing,
Yeah.
right? That was the parcel I was most worried about because everything else, like an Amazon parcel, for example,
The Insulin, yeah.
I don't care about that.
No.
Everything else, I can just go to Amazon to go bibbidi boop, refund please, it didn't arrive, and they will refund you without question, right? So I did that. That's fine. I've got my money back on everything else. But that, not only are there only so many Game Boy cameras in the world now, particularly printers with official printer rolls of the stickers, right, which I've got, by the way, boxed, right? Not only that, but also that guy's not going to refund me. This was the most important parcel of that week. And it's safe now, thanks to Motionage, your Ring Video, and Lucy.
Yeah.
Mostly Lucy, actually.
Thing is, like, the only time this has happened to us is
Yes.
when we were doing the opposite. And
Yeah.
We were trying to send something.
We were trying to send some stuff.
Fools.
We were trying to send some excellent Big Punch products to a place, and we had a pickup scheduled. And I believe a industrious, light-fingered individual decided to rip open this parcel of amazing Big Punch products to
see what it was.
to see if it was worth stealing. And they didn't take a thing.
Yeah, that's sad, isn't it?
But they did sufficiently destroy the label. They took the label off
So
the box
that the guy
so
couldn't
that
pick it up.
then
Yeah.
the pickup guy
Boo.
couldn't take it.
Absolutely
Left like a
happens.
note through the door saying you didn't stick a label on it. Like yes, we
did.
did.
A porch pirate
Yeah.
ripped it off, actually. So
So-
it's a shame that our stuff isn't worth stealing.
Yeah.
Hey ho.
What if, just to wrap a neat bow on this, now you have this footage, you're woken at 2 a.m. because there's motion at the door.
That's already scary, but okay.
And you're bleary-eyed, you pick up your phone, and you see the guy who's been raiding your porch,
The pirate.
and he's dressed like a pirate.
I guess. All's forgiven.
Is it? I guess it's fine.
I guess it's fine. And I will deinstall the Ring Video and I'll hand it to him. As you've won this. You win. And then he winks. And I'm like, oh, that's Britney Spears.
Now, in terms of hates,
Yeah.
are we going to fight for it, or do you...
No, you would lose.
Fight. Yeah,
Oh,
you,
oh,
you will lose.
Fine.
She has a sword now.
I have a hate. I have a hate.
Sure, go for it.
And I've been trying to think very hard about how to
Say
word
it.
this hate.
Here we go.
It's very
I
offensive.
hate gyms full of beautiful people.
That's good. That's good. I think I can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a bit of context for this. My sister and I signed up to a gym earlier this year.
Well done.
We looked around Cheltenham. There are lots of gyms in Cheltenham. Some of them are terrifying. So we picked one of the least terrifying ones.
Sure. Oh, you got it.
nice.
And it had all the things we wanted, and it was a little way out of town, but it was fine because we both live on the same side of town as that gym, so we could walk out there in maybe half an hour. Not too bad. That gym closed down last week.
Oh.
So we had a few glorious months of going to that gym, and now it's shut down. It shut down at fairly short notice, and they have transferred our membership to the gym in the town centre.
Oh,
that is
not the one in the brewery.
That is directly next to the cinema,
I've seen
and
this gym.
has exercise machines specifically placed in front of all the windows, so everybody can watch you work out.
Isn't that what you want?
Well, this is the thing. We went there for the first time this week.
Witness me.
We went there for the first time
my
this
fitness.
week, and honestly, you walk through the doors, and there's loud pounding techno music playing in the stairwell.
In
You
the
walk
stairwell?
up in the stairwell.
Okay, well, that's
you
a
walk
workout
up the
going up the
stairs.
And it's the just full of people like flexing. Like they're
Yeah,
not
oiled up.
We'll get to the
They look
people
like
in a moment.
gladiators.
The people are perhaps part of the hate, but like I said, it's a more general hate. But
Sure.
You walk to the top of the stairs and you get to the little entrance area, and there's different pounding music playing.
Oh.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
the stairwell has its own pounding music playlist.
Stairwell has its own DJ.
separate from
He's under the
the
stairs.
main.
DJ under
pounding.
the stairs.
And obviously we go in and we go, okay, we've transferred from another gym. How do we sign in here? And they're just like, oh yeah, just sign in, go to the changing rooms.
Just flex for me.
Nobody telling us like where anything was in this gym
Okay.
or anything. So we were just like, okay, glance around. Well, there's a room that looks like the changing rooms. That's where people are coming in and out. So we'll go over there.
Oh, that's for flexinasium.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful when you're going in and out.
And
yeah.
I think the first poor sign was that as we arrived, there was like a very loud circuit training class that had a completely separate playlist of techno pounding music.
Wait, playing in the same room
In the
as
same
ano-
room
Oh,
as
no.
the main gym with the original techno pounding music that's different from the techno
Ooh.
pounding music that's in the stairwell.
Oh dear.
Of course, yeah.
And this is where it kind of like keys in. The original gym that Hannah and I picked, we picked because when we went to look around it, there were lots of different people.
Yes.
There was legitimately a guy who would do pull-ups with his wheelchair still attached to the bottom half of him
That's
at that
amazing.
gym, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But it felt like a gym for people of all sizes, abilities, and
Indeed.
types.
And based on the way you're describing it, I'm picturing that it was called like Friendly Tim's, you know, like Iron Church.
Iron-
Basically, we chose we had two choices because they are owned by the same company. We had two choices in Cheltenham. We had
Cool town.
in Cooltown.
We've said it so
I
many
apologise.
times, don't we?
We had Globo Gym and we had Average Joe's, and we picked Average Joe's.
I see.
Yeah.
And now
That
our
Globo
membership
Gym
has,
sounds like a place I would actively
Yeah.
avoid.
yeah,
Yeah.
and now our
Globo
membership
Gym.
has been transferred to Globo Gym.
I see.
So yeah, there's a lot of very tight, muscular people in tight, muscular lycra. A lot of like, you know, like
Oh no.
my preferred exercise machine is the bike because I have to minimise the amount of impact I
No
have on
impact.
my slightly dodgy knees and
And you can
hips.
lift it easily over both.
Absolutely, yeah. So you know, a bike is good. You can change the sort of the amount of resistance and everything. Those are the ones that are directly in front of the windows,
Sigh.
so that everybody who's in the brewery complex can see you.
That's weird.
The
That's weird.
the sort of
Doesn't that gym have a big sign out the front of it that says "No mirrors"? As if that's this massive selling point to prevent
Yes.
beautiful people.
I'm pretty sure there were mirrors in there.
great.
No mirrors, no walls,
yeah.
only glass.
And games.
Yeah. But basically, like my
Step into my glass palace. Let me show you around. Bang! Oh, shit!
Oh.
Oh, fuck!
It's a workout itself.
basically everything about the room made me want to leave immediately, which is not a great start for a gym.
Not really a good start for any business, actually. I'd say.
I would say, however, they had a very nice pool. My sister and I decided to go
they've
swimming
got a
instead. We
pool.
went prepped to go both to the gym or to the pool because we knew this place had a pool.
And lifting weights underwater is way easier as well.
Yeah. But yeah, the pool was very nice, and there were calm people down there, and there was not a completely separate techno pounding DJ set going on in the pool area, which was very
There's
nice.
some ambient chill hop
There were,
instead.
however, a lot of teenage boys.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I feel I'm okay. I look old enough. You know what my sister looks like. She was not comfortable in a swimsuit in front of an awful lot of teenage boys. Like my sister got all the good genes in this family. So you know, it's like it was just. Yeah, I dislike beautiful people gyms. I want to go back to my crummy gym in a warehouse next to the oldie at the end at the edge of
This
town.
is the thing, though, isn't it? There's so many gyms, I feel, are trying to divest themselves from this exact thing. And I feel like they try and do it by way of like things that say no mirrors, you know. And it's like they're trying to make a place where, because if there are lots of mirrors, and I've been in the gym with lots of mirrors, you just get a load of glossy dudes who are just like showing off. They put their phone down to record their TikTok of their latest gains sesh, and it's all about ego and vanity. And so those people will go to that's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. There's a place for you. Timmy's House of Gains. You can go there. Then for the rest of us who just want to fucking work out, let's go to an actual
I want my place
building.
back.
Yes,
I mean, the place I was going wasn't perfect because it did have a pounding techno background music, but at least it only had the one.
Yes,
in the
not
entire
three
area,
simultaneously.
And it was all played on like a banjo in like a really homey kind
Was
of
it?
way.
And it was at
Three
least quiet
DJs
enough that
battling for supremacy.
maybe we were just walking through 3 different silent discos, and you know just plugs into your brain directly.
The
or something,
opposite,
I don't know.
sort of. Yeah.
The thing is,
But it was at least quiet enough in the original place that I could shove my headphones on and it would block out most of it and just
You'd
listen
hear
to a
your
podcast instead.
Or podcast.
the thing is,
like
like
this podcast.
I'm
Very
obviously
good podcast.
I'm very sad for you, but also I feel more sad for the kindly old man, Pappy Clench, who would run this kind of very homespun kind of.
Happy Clench's gym for everyone.
Like,
Don't
yeah,
you
I
worry
can't.
about me. I'll be fine.
Whoa, those steps though.
Like I cannot deny that the
Face of an angel, body of a god.
the Cool Town Central Globo Gym Inc. is.
Globo gym. It sounds like a joke. It sounds like a.
It is. Have you not seen Dodgeball?
Well, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Cool Town Central Globo Gym Inc. is it is nicer in many ways. It has a bigger locker room where the doors of the lockers are not trying to peel off.
That's something.
That's nice. The pool was very good. It was a saltwater pool rather than a chlorine pool, which I've never actually swum in before, which was quite nice. Because it meant you got out and it didn't stink of chlorine, and my hair isn't a big frizzy mess today. You know?
True. Yeah.
I mean, no
Saltwater's
more
good
than
for
it
the hair.
usually is.
It's actually sweat.
Yeah.
They have a sluice from upstairs.
It's a sweat pool. Oh, imagine that.
Have fun.
Open your eyes.
But yeah, it's just, I'm just everything about the room made me want to leave, and it doesn't make me want to go back. And we've committed to going, like, we're going to give it a few weeks and see if we can find a quieter time to go, because we were going like right after work, and of course it's the town centre gym rather than the edge of town gym. So we were thinking, well, maybe the time we normally go is not a good time to be going and using that gym because everyone's just working out straight after work. So we're going to try a few different times, but yeah, I hate it, and I hate that we looked at so many gyms and so many of them have this vibe, and now the one that didn't is gone.
I think that's the frustrating thing, isn't it? You were smart, and you decided on how you were going to choose your gym.
Yeah.
And it worked, and you found one, and now it's gone, and you're forced to just go to this shitty place.
Yeah.
And if you're going to make it work, maybe you need some kind of like power play. Like you have to walk in, find the biggest, buffest dude, and take him out first.
Which you could probably do.
I
That's
feel
how
like
you assert
from what I was observing,
dominance.
the main form of competition there is exactly how far up your butt crack the lycra can go.
Okay.
Which is, I'm not sure is a competition I really want to get into. But maybe if that's a requirement, I'll have to try and work on it. Maybe I can like build it up a bit.
Or this is just like prime wedgie territory. Like it's just wedgies everywhere.
Yeah.
It's very easy to wedgie now because you can see your access point very clearly.
What if you
But I feel like
walked
they
in-
already have a wedgie, so would they even
That's
notice?
true. They're probably immune to wedgies.
Yeah.
What if you walked in and actually like you just enveloped your head in lycra, and then you like took a deep breath in, so just like and then like the ultimate crease is just
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
like you just kind of this kind of neon gimp, you just kind of scream and start
And
like,
then kick over a cross trainer. Then suffocate very slowly and collapse on the floor.
I think what a really weird power play would be. I think kind of like wearing nothing but lycra and like striding towards like the heaviest weight you could
Or maybe
see.
going completely the other way and going in like full tie-dye hippie gear.
Yeah,
You know,
I
like
that.
you know, like the baggiest trousers I can, tied at the ankles.
Carrying
big-
a skateboard
Like make sure
Bucket
that my
hat.
hair is in at least 4 different plaits pointing in different
In 4
directions.
colours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then stride over to the biggest weight
Yeah.
you can see. And instead of trying to lift it, you just bite down on it. And like a trout out of water, you just start, your body just starts flopping
Magic
around.
carping.
Yeah.
Just start magic carping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not done. Wait your turn.
And gradually, this gym will become associated with this weird hippie who shows up, bites down on weights and magic carts on the floor, and they'll all leave.
Yeah.
And it'll be yours.
You do see like that weird footage of like, which I think is meant to be like people going, "Oh, look at this weirdo. They don't get it," or maybe they do get it, because you'll get like all these various machines for like punishing your body.
Yeah.
And one will be like, oh, you sit in a chair and it's got 2 bungee cords and you pull
Yeah.
like down. And then you'll get this video of one guy who's chosen to like put his foot like in one of the hoops and is now upside down, like
Yeah.
kind of swinging.
They're like deliberately using them wrong.
yeah.
Yeah, I did
Makes for
have
good content,
Yeah,
though.
I mean, I have been told that apparently it's very hard to damage yourself on those machines because they're built to prevent you doing it wrong.
You can't try and
Challenge
lift something
Yeah.
too heavy for
Accepted.
yourself.
Well, yeah, you just won't move
You
it.
just won't move it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
I will though.
I mean, I'm sure someone
very
will find a
strong.
way. But so that's my there. I don't know
How-
how else to describe it.
How many of the beautiful people you witnessed
Hmm.
were potentially filming a TikTok while
Of
doing
themselves
their thing?
or others.
Oh, I didn't see
Eating
many
Tide Pods.
mobile phones knocking about. So maybe that's not such an, or maybe that simply wasn't TikTok prime time. You know?
Or the phone was so far up their bum crack with the lycra
yeah.
that at this point you can't see it.
Although I don't know, I mean, technology is getting so good these days. Maybe they were all like TikToking. Maybe the machines themselves have TikTok built in already.
Oh my
I
God.
hadn't had a
I
look,
bet that's
like,
true.
Yeah.
Actually, I bet that's.
Oh my god! Yes.
Yeah. You can just slaunch your phone
Yeah.
into the machine.
Yeah.
And
Like
it goes inside.
the various machines at the old gym all just had like a little slot that you could like put your phone on so that you
What
could
a
like
world we
watch a
live in.
YouTube video or something on your phone. These ones all have like displays
Really?
that I saw. They were all like lights and different settings, and I'm
You have burned 1 calorie.
I'm slightly terrified
going.
at actually trying to use them. But yeah, maybe who knows? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like an Insta share button on those things.
I guess the problem is that, like, as cool as these machines are, every surface is drenched in sweat. Like, we
Yes.
cannot stress enough like how greasy.
These machines
You know what?
are
Actually, now I
wet.
think about it, my previous gym had a lot of sanitization stations, so you could go and like
That's good.
get a bit of sanitizing spray and like wipe down
Squishy
whatever
squish.
you'd use. I don't remember seeing any.
Oh, that's
in
good.
There
the
was just
gym.
one mop
Yeah.
and like a bucket of Listerine.
I mean, you have if you're gonna get into gym stuff, you have to accept that you're gonna get gross. It kind of doesn't work unless you
I
do.
refuse to accept that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I will remain beautiful at all
yeah.
times. I've decided.
But yeah, I am sad. Maybe I'm just annoyed at losing the gym that I chose.
Pappy,
I think
Pappy
it's
Clench.
Pappy
yeah.
Clench's
yeah.
gym.
Yeah,
That's it.
But
Yeah.
maybe I will learn to appreciate the beautiful people gym, or maybe all the not so beautiful people who also chose
Will come.
my previous gym will turn up at some
And
point.
there'll be a war.
Yeah,
And you'll
and-
win the war, for
yeah.
the meek shall inherit the earth.
because we have the dude who can do a push up with his wheelchair
wheelchair.
still attached. So
Easily
like,
the strongest
yeah.
guy from all the gyms.
yeah. So yeah, there we go.
Fair.
I did a thing.
Agreed.
You did? No. I've got hate.
Yay!
I hate Blippy.
Oh, Blippy.
Blippy.
Oh, Blippy.
What is Blippy?
Yeah, I know Blippy.
Explain
Yeah.
Blippy.
Yeah.
Define Blippy
Go on.
for me.
Go on, John. Explain Blippy. Go on.
So, in 2005, YouTube.
Cast your minds back.
Yeah, a bygone age. In 2005, a little website called YouTube was launched. And then 17 years later,
Sure.
culture is dead.
Yes.
Uh,
Art
and,
is dead.
and a big part of that is Blippy. I
How would you discover Blippy?
we say a lot of
I'm
funny.
so intrigued.
We say a lot of funny things on this show.
We do. That's the point of the show.
I hate Blippy.
Okay.
I want to be very clear about this. I
How
This
much
is-
Blippy have you watched?
This isn't
None.
a joke.
I have not watched a single piece of Blippy
We're,
content.
we're not having fun today.
No,
This is serious.
it's
now.
a very
is
serious
very
episode.
serious.
No, I
so
wanna be-
where did Blippy touch you?
Blippy touched all of us when Blippy took over the world. Blippy is
Blippy.
if imagine if me.
Yeah, I can imagine you.
Imagine me,
I
all-
can
I'm
stretch
actually
my
struggling to
all-
imagine.
I can
all-
stretch my visualization
Paint me a picture,
capabilities that far.
I
Yeah.
can't. I'm not an artist. Okay, so imagine me, all the good and the bad, a 36-year-old schlub, going. You know what? I see a gap in a crowded market. I'm going to be a children's entertainer. So I'm not. What's my gimmick going to be?
What's a gimmick, John?
Am I going to make like a dinosaur costume and teach kids about sharing? You know.
That's what
I
I've
think
done.
it's been done.
That's
Yeah.
been
Yeah,
done,
you
John.
know. Am I going to make a cartoon? No, that's a lot of
Are you going
work.
to find 3 friends and each be a different colour and live in a mound? Teletubbies.
Oh, I missed the reference. But I was like, what?
Living it
Horrible.
down.
Yeah. My point is like, no.
No.
I'm going to be a self-made children's entertainer. So me, a 36-year-old gooner, I'm going to tuck my shirt in, put on braces or suspenders, and then I'm going to get a beret?
Yeah, beret.
A beret, only it's quartered into orange and blue segments.
It's kind of his
Okay,
colour
okay.
theming.
And I'm going to put some funny glasses on.
So he's like a bad French mime.
You know
Yes,
Yeah.
actually,
You
yes.
know that show Lazy Town,
Yes.
where everyone was sort of
Yes.
overhuman?
It was fun. There was music.
Yes. So he looks like a character from Lazy Town, kind of.
Okay.
I kind of like...
Is there
I'll show
music?
you-
Is there fun?
I'll show you him. That's him.
Oh, he's like Timmy Mallet on crack.
Yes.
Ah!
I
Timmy Mallet may have been on crack. I can't remember.
He probably was.
hate his face.
I'm gonna slowly just push it
Hate
into
this man.
John's face.
No, I want to be very clear. This is not a joke. I've not watched a single second of this man's content.
See, I have.
And I hate him. I want to be very clear about this.
No, it's
This
coming-
isn't a bit.
I do think it's
Yeah.
coming across.
My point
I think you're
is,
succeeding.
okay, now there's many things I should take issue with, but like one of the key ones is that in the same way that everybody thinks they've got a children's book inside them,
Yes, agreed. I see
there's
where you're going.
there's actually we Lucy,
Yes,
you and
hello,
I have
I'm here.
watched several episodes of the YouTube channel Defunct Land.
Yes.
Yes.
It is much fun. There is sometimes music.
And he has a sideline where he talks about defunct TV.
Yes, which is always weird American kids' TV that we've
Never
see.
seen. But it's really interesting because he does these deep dives into the history and the origins of these long-running American kids' TV programs, which are often have some connection to PBS, like
Yes.
public broadcasting
Service, I think, yeah.
So it's very educational. Think Sesame Street. Often there's puppets involved.
There was one about a bear. There might have been multiple ones about bears.
Multiple
to
ones
be
about
honest.
there, yeah.
Love a bear.
But the point is that whether there's puppets or cartoons or just actors, the point is that like a lot of these shows begin with professional entertainers, seasoned professionals in this industry, often like child psychologists,
People with credentials.
educators. You know, like Sesame Street was about teaching kids literacy,
Yeah.
and then it happened to just create, you know, with Jim Henson
This
and everything.
fantastical world of little monsters.
All these beloved characters like Big Bird, you know,
Love Big Bird, especially when he kicks down
see
that
him,
door.
see him kicking a door, and it's hilarious. Yeah, like
Big Bird was meant to be a toddler.
what? Or was he?
Yeah,
He's
he was.
massive.
He was meant to be kindergarten age. Like he was meant to be
Oh.
a new.
That's why he kicked that door in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was meant to be very young the whole time. It's weird if you ever watch any of it back. You're like, oh yeah, they're talking to him like he's 5.
He's big. He's big. Though. He's
Ah.
a very big bird. Don't know if that.
I guess
Yeah.
kindergarten age for Americans is like 7, right?
Is
6 or
it? I
7 or
can't
something.
remember.
Maybe if he's like, you know, the fabled bird, the rock, the ROC.
Yeah.
They're very
Yeah.
big birds.
The Thunderbird.
Sure.
Makes
Yeah.
me wonder how big he's going to get.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Like
Yeah,
now,
like,
we haven't seen
yeah.
Big Bird in years. Like he's massive
He's
now.
a juvenile. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the size of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The adults must feed. But so
These shows have a basis
yes.
in education,
Yes.
credentials of helping children.
And even with all these credentials, you have the best of intentions, a lot of money, not all of them succeed. You know, sometimes they don't even make it to air, and sometimes they do make it to air, and they only get a series.
Yeah.
Or maybe like they make it to air, isn't very well received. They go back to the drawing board. There's a lot of people and effort and time that
Work.
goes into this kind of crap. Whereas Tommy Dickhead can pick up a camera and go, I'm going to be a children's entertainer.
I've decided I am one now.
Because if I put on a funny hat and I run a camera and I
talk in a silly voice.
and I go down to a children's playing ground or whatever, and I just call myself Globo, and I just go, ooh, gloobity gooby gooby. What's this? Oh, it's a slide. A slide. Wee. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Another episode in the bank.
And some parent can just give their kid like an iPhone,
Which indeed that happens.
His daddy's iPhone, entertaining himself for a bit, and this non-discerning kid is going to see this 36-year-old man wearing a silly hat, running around making stupid noises. It's just a guy and a camera, and he's like the biggest. Like he's
One of the biggest YouTubers.
just unbelievably large.
Wow.
Like, it's-
Because of course, like it's some of the biggest channels on YouTube are those which are just sort of mindless content for very little kids.
Yeah, like Troom Troom.
Yes, exactly. Because they will just run on loop.
Or
and they'll
5-minute
get
crafts or something like that.
billions
Yeah.
of views because kids have got their dad's phone or whatever in order to silence them because they were crying all day, and they will just watch. So there's this one channel that just loops these awful animations of like nursery rhymes. So it's like horrible CGI animations to nursery rhymes, and it's like one of the biggest YouTube channels because kids are just completely hypnotized by it, and they'll stop crying.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen with my nephew, and it's like it is like crack to them, and they'll just instantly stop crying, and they'll just watch this constant loop of awful animation. It's one of the biggest YouTube channels.
It was like the last small children that I had any regular exposure to, because I actively avoid it if at all possible.
Indeed.
Was my friend's 3 kids, and really only her eldest, who is now like 15 or something, so this is a while back, and he was completely obsessed with In the Night Garden.
Oh yeah.
That was the big thing at the time.
Tumbly Boos.
Yeah, which actually I was like,
It's literally in that show.
oh god, yeah.
Sure, or whatever, yeah.
And I remember watching In the Night Garden when it was like his bedtime and I was round, and my friend would be getting him ready for bed, so he gets to watch In the Night Garden before going to bed. And just kind of going, at least Teletubbies was kind of trying to teach us something. Like, it had something going for it.
had
In
Tubby Twisted.
the Night Garden was mostly just surreal. Like
Yeah.
there were segments of it because it was kind of set up like a little kind of, there would be little segments for each character group that was in the garden, and some of them were better than the others. I think it was the Tombly Boos, who were like the little people who lived in the house. There was like two houses right next to each other, and they were little people. I did not like the weird things that just made beep boop noises and had bright colours. There was like that was annoying. But yeah, even then, and this was like 15 years ago, I felt like children's TV had gone down a bit from when I was watching it.
Yeah, I feel like there are 2 schools of thought with kids' TV. I feel like there's the educational wing, and then there's the sort of sensory, like
Overload.
yeah, kind of. Like it's just something to occupy, and they're not really learning anything specific, but they're probably learning about color and shape and 3-dimensionality and all this kind of stuff or whatever. And it's like, and really, it's there to just be a glorified distraction, which may or may not teach them something about communication or understanding what they see.
My eldest cousin, we did that by putting him in front of the washing machine.
But this is the thing, right? Is that I think anyone thinks they can do the latter one.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone thinks I can make Sesame Street, but I think anyone thinks, oh, Teletubbies in the Night Garden, all it is a load of weird things going oobity boobity, so I can do that. And I think that is the core of what's pissing you off about Blippi, is that he thinks he can just do that.
And evidently, he has.
Yes.
But again, it's like doing a thing on the cheap and then it becoming wildly successful is not necessarily like a measure of quality.
No.
In a
Well,
weird
I
way.
guess you have to question, why is it wildly successful? Is it just because it is on a free platform that
I
can be
would
accessed
say
anywhere?
yeah.
Definitely.
Because
Because he's not on television.
there is no barrier to YouTube.
So you've actually, you've seen some Blippi content.
I have.
Okay.
Because I know about his dark past.
Oh well, I was
You
gonna,
know
I was
there's
gonna,
a dark
I was
past,
going to bring this
okay.
up as well. Yeah.
So that's I won't take your thunder.
Oh
then.
well, okay.
But I know about. So I watched a TikTok, which introduced me to the concept of Blippi. This was a few
Sure.
weeks ago now, and I feel like I'd kind of heard of him before in the background of things. And it started by showing us some clips of him, and I was like, oh, he's just some goony children's entertainer.
Sure.
And then it went into. Did you know
Did
that
you know?
Blippi did X before he did Blippi?
Did you know that Blippi did X on an
a
X?
friend? Did you know that Blippi did an X, a very smelly X?
Do we need to be putting the word allegedly in here?
No, this is true.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Because he filmed it and he put it on the
Oh,
internet.
okay, fair enough. Right.
Yeah, so the long and short of it is that, like, and this is where I think the really cynical edge comes out.
Definitely.
Is that the dude who is Blippi, who again, he's actually younger than us.
Yes, he is.
Which is
Yeah.
wild. We're just getting older. That's going to be more of a problem going forward, isn't it? Everyone's going to be younger than us.
I think they already are.
I think that's how population growth works.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But he's
Well, I resent it.
some kind of schlubby dude who's like a couple of years younger than us was like, I want to be a YouTuber.
I want to be YouTube famous.
I want to be YouTube. What do people like? Wacky pranks. So he had an original channel called Steezy Grossman,
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's just a bad start right there.
Yes.
and
It's
he
not
was
strong.
doing shock value pranks one of which involved him taking a shit on his friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it went super viral.
And it went super viral.
Because he was shitting on his friend.
But then...
How is that a prank?
Well, you sound like someone who's never gone viral on YouTube. I mean,
You really do.
surprise!
But surely it takes time. Like a prank needs to be kind of quite sudden and quick.
I guess he really needed
Maybe
to go.
he did. Kaboom! A brown kaboom.
Like maybe, like, I don't know, they gave him his mate a birthday card and he opened it and then glitter fell out. He goes, "Oh, you got me." And then, then they've cut a hole in the ceiling and just shat on his head or something. I don't know.
I wish it was that in depth. From what I understand,
Yeah.
I don't think it really was.
No.
No, I think it was just, hey everyone, I'm going to shit on my mate today.
Smash cut.
There's a poo. The end. Credits.
You know that there's genuinely a psychological barrier for most humans to
Yes.
excreting in public. Because
Yes.
we've been trained from a very young age, a very young and impressionable age, how to control our bowels and
Yeah.
to only go in the designated bowel non-control area.
So what you're saying is he's a hero.
He's either he was never toilet
missed a
trained or he's
critical
somehow
window.
he's somehow broken his programming.
Oh, I think he's broken his programming. if you watch any Blippy.
Yeah. But then, like, almost complete course correction, though. He basically just went like, I'm going to try something different.
Yeah, I'm going to try being a children's entertainer.
Yeah.
And you know what? He has publicly announced that he regrets that video.
Shitting on his friend.
He,
Yeah.
he regrets shitting on his friend.
Is it still up on YouTube?
I don't know if it's on YouTube anymore because of
Apparently-
their very strict content guidelines.
Well, he apparently has done a lot of. People have the
Covering
footage, of
Okay.
course. And
Oh,
they
it's
are-
out there.
And they're trying to share it.
It's
I
on the
bet
dark
I could
web.
probably do a little bit of Googling and find
Oh, please
it.
don't.
It's on the
No.
brown web. I believe.
It's all over the floor. It's everywhere. It's my paws.
Because I mean, recently I was watching a video series by a YouTuber, a gaming YouTuber, and we went to try and watch part the first half of the series. We somehow found the second half of the series, but couldn't find the first half anywhere,
Yeah.
and found that he had deleted the first half of that series because he had collabed with someone who had later
Oh,
been accused
problematic.
of like sexual harassment. And he had just decided, I want absolutely nothing to do with that
Very
anymore.
wise.
Just deleting that footage. It's not going to exist anywhere anymore. And I respect him for that. Like, I'm sad to not see the start of that series.
Yeah, yeah.
But at least he was like, no, I'm going to stand by my principles. I no longer wish to be associated with this person. It's
Yeah,
gone.
that's good. That's good.
And I feel like if you really regretted it, you could put that effort in.
I think he has.
So-
Yeah,
Okay,
he,
yeah.
he-
has
yeah,
deleted
he's trying to like remove it, which
Yeah.
is okay, fair enough. But we can't escape the fact that there is a video of him shitting on his friend.
Yeah.
And people have that footage, and of course they are sharing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he is trying to stop them, which is fine. Okay, now again, I have less issue with him shitting on someone.
I was
Like,
going to say, I don't really object
Yeah.
to...
No.
I mean, it's a bit weird thing to do.
I mean,
Yeah.
presumably the
Confine
other
that to
person
someone
had
else.
consented at some level.
I got it. Well, it's a prank.
well,
Oh,
yeah.
who knows? But either, like, it's not that. That's not the point, is
No.
it? The issue is he was just trying shit. Hey.
It's fact there's nothing good about what he does.
He's creatively bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interestingly, now the Blippy brand has grown to such a point that there are animated series
Oh.
of Blippy,
Little blips.
and I have less issue with those because there's almost like a degree of care.
And separation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because they've taken this character of effectively, I can't stress this enough. Imagine a boring looking 36-year-old man who puts a silly hat on and glasses.
And he talks in a silly voice.
And now, if you turn that into a cartoon character, I'm like, oh, well, that's cute. There's nothing weird about that.
But watching a 36-year-old man, like, dress like that.
Demean himself.
Yes,
Yeah,
and that's what it is. Because
Yeah.
the one clip I've seen is where he's talking to a bricklayer, a real bricklayer, right? And he's like, "Ooh, tell me all about what you do." And the bricklayer's just like, well, I put the mortar down. Ooh, what's the mortar? And he looks like Blippy is always looking directly into the camera, right? And there's a poor man, a poor bricklayer, just there, like, why did I sign up for this? I guess I'm being paid quite a lot.
You are giving me like a social anxiety by
Yeah.
describing this.
Well, the
It's-
mortar is the sort of glue that you put. Oh, is it like Pritt Stick? Well, no, not really like Pritt Stick. It comes in a powder, and I have to add water.
It's quite soft.
Yeah.
But it's got
And
like
brown.
it's got like a weighty quality.
That, wait, no.
Why did you say it like that? Oh.
What are you inferring?
No,
And this lawyer just comes in. And the lawyer speaks like him as well. Hello, I'm Blippi's attorney.
I'm Laurie.
And I'm here to make sure you don't say anything that we talked about on the NDA.
Why does he need a second person? Suddenly, he just needs just a different hat.
Yes, he switches out to his
Like
lawyer
he just
hat.
needs
so
one of those
just
wigs.
his wig on.
Yeah, but it's like half pink and half like
Yeah.
green.
I'm Laurie now.
Oh, I'm a judgy. Ooh. No. I
Yeah.
felt bad because I was like, how can I criticize this man if I've never watched any of his content?
Now you don't need
I
to.
am so glad. I do not need to watch this man. Yeah.
And that's the thing, I think, is that it's like, I know that's a 36-year-old man. Now, I know kids are maybe less discerning, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's talking in a high-pitched voice, he's being silly, and I'm learning about
Yeah.
bricklaying. Sure.
And you
right.
are also not the target audience.
Indeed,
Yes,
indeed.
indeed.
But I can see, and it's creepy. It's just because he's like immersed himself in a world where his stuff is being consumed by kids.
Yes.
And I know how old he is, and I know that when the camera's off, he probably chugs a beer and scratches his ass, and like he's a normal 36-year-old man.
Yeah.
And I just think that's really weird. And it's like you say, the animation is better because we're
Yeah.
separated from him being a 36-year-old man.
But
demeaning himself.
I think there'd be an element of professionalism. Like if Sesame Street were filming a bit at like a building site, you know, and you'd have Elmo talking
To the bricklayer.
Yeah, this is why I want to be very clear. Like if the voice of Elmo is 48, I do not care. Like
It's an element of separation.
they're a
Yeah.
professional doing a job.
Yes,
And
indeed.
you would have, if there was any child actors on stage, like you'd have like people protecting the children.
Yeah.
There'd be
Making sure they continue to get an education.
Yeah, there'd be legal requirements. You'd have a psychologist.
Yeah.
You'd have a script editor. You'd have people going like, "Oh, well, we didn't quite
It's a production.
hit
You would
beats
probably
there,"
prep
know.
the bricklayer man,
Yes,
like
Yes,
with
which
something.
He
Yeah.
did not look prepped
Yeah.
in the clip I watched.
but literally, if I turned up on a building site wearing a funny hat and I had one person with a camera and go, "Oh, I'm globby. Oh, tell me what's a workplace safety infringement? Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Please explain. Gosh.
What's a scab? You know, and it's like the poor builder, he doesn't know.
Oh, it was like you said, giving you social anxiety. Like it was one of the cringiest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't like Sesame Street's a really good example because in Sesame Street they do stuff like this.
Yeah.
And they get a person who's a professional
Yeah.
doing their job and they're on board. They're invested in it. This guy clearly did not know what he had signed up for, and the questions Blippi was asking, which were intended to be kind of cute, kidsy kind of questions that were kind of getting to the core of what he was doing, but in a kiddie sort of way, came across as very patronising and very stupid. And the guy clearly was like, "Why do I have to explain what mortar is? It's very clear what's happening here."
Yeah.
Sesame Street wouldn't have gone that way. Sesame Street would have gone a different way, asking him about, like, you know, his job in general and why does he want to be a bricklayer and that kind of thing. And it's like, instead of asking dumb questions, which I don't think benefits anyone at all.
Yeah, because it's also like I think Sesame Street, and I keep holding it up as an example. I think it's a
It's a
very
good example.
very good job of not insulting the children.
Yes,
Yeah.
not talking
Yeah,
down.
because like, if Sesame Street called me tomorrow
Yeah.
for whatever reason was like, "Hello, John, you're the most available and cheapest writer we could find. Would you do a bit where you explain to
Writing.
Oscar the Grouch
Yes.
about how writing works?" I'd be like, in an instant, I would love to be on screen with Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, yeah.
But if
You've always said that.
But if Blippi called me, I was like, "Hey, yeah, we're doing a bit about writing. Do you want to be like?" All the gold in Ipswich, I would not do it because, good God, it's like, "All right, mate, yeah, okay, yeah, you all set? Yeah, no, it's good, yeah, cool, yeah, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm Blippi. Oh,
I'm Blippi now.
oh, what's this? What's a pen? Oh, fuck me running. I regret this. This isn't live, is it? No.
What's an episode treatment?
Oh no, I whatever you're paying me is not enough.
Not enough.
No, it's not enough.
No.
Yeah, that sounds horrific.
Yeah, he's bad. He's bad.
I'm sad that I know this exists. But
Now you know about
in a way,
Blippi.
I'm glad that I can now avoid it because
Yes.
like I may have accidentally Googled the word Blippi at some point in my
It
future.
could have,
and
it could happen.
you know, I can't quite imagine why, but it could have done, and
Well-
now I know not to.
Well, just to close it off, I understand that because Blippi is little more than a silly voice and a hat. Apparently, the Blippi brand is now being outsourced.
Oh, great! So
There
there's
are-
going to be other blippies.
There are many blippies.
He's
Can you
multiplying.
like hire a blippy? Can we get one to go to Nick's Ring doorbell?
It's like detected. That's your video doorbell. It knows Blippy.
You can't even. You're woken at 2 a.m. and Blippi's on your doorstep.
If Blippy triggers the Ring video doorbell, a shutter comes down over your door. It's not advertised about, but
Oh my
it's
god!
like,
What if he's super quick? He gets trapped in the porch.
and he like, it's like cuts away his outer skin, and the monster within is revealed.
And Blippy takes a shit on your boogie board.
No, not on my boogie board.
You could just add it to your box of house bricks. It'd be
Well,
fine.
that's true, actually. Yeah, perfect. Yes, great.
I wish him all the best. I hope he's doing fine.
I'm sure he is.
Well, look. Before we get on to the loves,
Yeah.
which is really what we're all here for,
Of course.
I'd like to read out. I'd like to read out a listener submission. Now, he's a very special boy, and we did miss him last episode. So
That's how
I
special
feel
he
we
is.
owe him an apology. So to Nick Gonzo,
Oh, yes, Nick Gonzo.
he writes in and says, "Hello, Nick Gonzo, enemy of the show here.
He is.
I would like to submit a community hate. I am sick to my high teeth of the phrase, good vibes only. I hate the overusage of the word vibe anyway, but the sentiment good vibes only not only tells me what to do, which I hate, but also tells me I have to be positive when I like, you not doing that.
I'm vibing with this.
Yeah.
Why can't I just be passive?
Yeah, why can't you just
Yeah.
let me not be part of your shit?
I do remember the moment I first heard the term vibe check.
Oh, that's
and it was on
aggressive.
a
I don't like that.
it was on a YouTube video, and
Vibe check.
someone sort of just casually said they needed to get a vibe check of something.
It's like, I want to get a vibe check of the room. Let's
Which,
just see what
which
you
basically
are.
is saying they want to read the room.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
Can
but
we get
it's
a vibe
just,
check on this podcast?
Do we have to burn sage to do
Yes.
that?
I think
Yeah.
we need
Yeah.
runes as well.
Oh,
you need smoke in the air so that you can see the vibes.
Yes.
Ah,
it's like
Right.
lasers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like lasers.
So you have to set fire to at least something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, of
Or a
course.
smoke
Yeah,
machine.
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, but I understand the good vibes only thing. I was reading a book not too long ago.
That's not like you.
But yeah, I was on a training course and there was a recommended book, and someone else had also recommended me this book for the training course. So I read a lot of it, and I disliked the book quite a lot.
Okay.
But one of the things it recommended was to always be positive. Like,
Always be positive.
it was like it was recommending as a way of becoming more productive,
Right.
just always be positive. And I was like, I've fallen down that hole before. That is a toxic pit of a bad idea. Like, toxic positivity is a real thing and it's a real problem. People are allowed to feel shit sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you
That's
tell
big
them
true.
that they're not, they will just bottle it up inside them until it suddenly explodes into a big shitnado and their whole life falls apart.
That's really bad advice. Yeah, that's awful.
So, what is a scenario where someone would say good vibes only?
Yeah,
Like,
what would be...
That is basically if somebody is being negative in a meeting. You're in a meeting and you're the one bringing up the problems. You are the person,
Hey,
the person saying
vibes only in here.
perhaps completely legitimate things that would be a problem with whatever the meeting is about. And you would instead say good vibes only. And it's kind of, I read it as a dismissal of legitimate concern.
Is it like, you can buy those signs that you hang up in your house that just have some...
Oh, like live, life, love.
or
Yeah.
whatever? Yeah, is it like one of those? Like you hang it on your front door and it just says good vibes only. Is that if you're going to come into my house, then good vibes only in here, everyone.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, but I feel it's
do
that. Yeah.
Need
Yeah.
to repossess that TV though. I
Good
can-
vibes only.
I
You can't take my TV because good vibes.
Yeah.
Those are negative vibes.
I'll smile while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's my TV now. It's not yours.
That's a positive outlook. I
Good,
like
thank
that.
you,
Here's
yeah.
my telly.
I feel like good vibes only goes along with hanging crystals
Yes.
in the walls. And I think I've said before on this very podcast how much I like shiny rocks.
Oh, 100.
But I do not believe that the shiny rocks can suck up the Wi-Fi demons or whatever.
Depends how many you eat. You've really got to get that amethyst down you.
Yeah,
Get that amethyst down.
yeah.
you.
I feel that good vibes only is just the latest, not even the latest, perhaps, expression of toxic positivity, and it should be squished.
Is good vibes only the kind of that's like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic sort of thing, isn't it? Like
yeah.
Well, we're going down.
Captain. Things are pretty. No. What is that? What is that like embroidered framed embroidery say. Yeah.
Good vibes only.
Yeah, and eat, pray, love.
Live, love, iceberg.
We are
Asperg.
about to have a good exercise in the
Evacuation.
Atlantic because we will be in the Atlantic, but in a good way.
What are you talking about?
The Titanic sinking.
Oh, I see. Right,
Oh, sorry,
yes.
no, but
We're still in the
But we're
bit.
not. We're
no.
not sinking. We're just becoming.
We're being positive.
We're becoming unfloating.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Is that?
We are exploring the depths.
Yeah.
Do you imagine
Together.
That, do you imagine that
With that polar bear.
good vibes only is kind of like what Elon Musk currently has like nailed above his desk?
Yes, as he cries.
Yeah, I hope he cries.
Oh god, yeah, he probably isn't. That's the thing. He's perfected the art of thinking that he's amazing and everything that's happening that's going wrong is everyone else's fault. I really honestly think that he doesn't think he's made a step wrong, despite the fact that Twitter's worth 20p now.
Oh my god, I just had a thought.
What's the thought?
Assuming Twitter actually has a physical office,
It does.
Is it conceivable that Elon Musk has not actually been inside the building since buying the company?
I'd say not only conceivable but likely.
Yeah. Well, he did do that video where he was bringing a sink in, and he captioned it with "Let that sink in," which wasn't funny.
Is that
This is a man who has named
Oh
his
my God.
children with symbols
Yes, correct.
and equations. So, not known for his connection to reality.
No.
oh, that just made me sad. The
Yeah.
sink thing. Is that
Yeah, it's like an anti-joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not a double meaning. He just was carrying a sink into Twitter, and he just captioned it with "Let that sink in," but it doesn't.
Yeah, but also he had to walk in. So we got his bit. They filmed it, but now he's walked into a building with a sink.
Is Twitter known for not allowing sinks in the office?
This is the thing. There's
Yeah.
no subtext which makes the joke funny.
And now but then, like when they stop filming, he's now carrying a sink, and he has to give that to like a poor,
Yeah,
like personal assistant,
one
or
of his
something.
peasants.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
take the sink away. What should I do with it?
Just throw it out.
Well, I want it.
We're on a
Nail it to his
7-story
next
window.
spaceship or something.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
vibes
like,
only.
yeah.
I think
Good-
the
good
Twitter
vibes only.
building's empty
Yeah.
at the moment, so that's full of good vibes at the moment. I think.
Elon Musk is not a source of good vibes.
No, not even for himself.
No. Nick,
I've got a love.
Give us a
Yeah.
love. You
I've got a
animal.
love.
Give us a love
I love the concept
of.
of anything. I love the phase of creation, of imagination, of development, of making things. But I love the very beginning.
Step into my imaginarium.
Please enter. Good vibes only.
Could you make that any more vague?
Yes.
Just vague it up for me. a
Yeah,
bit.
sure. Okay. I like the beginning of the process.
Yeah. So now, Nick. Okay, the thing is, right.
Tell me, John.
You're really
Artistic, creative.
artist doesn't really cover it. I mean,
doesn't,
Dreamweaver.
Get somewhere along
Yeah.
the way. Yeah.
A vanguard of
Sure.
vanguard of vision.
Yes.
Vision.
I
Vanguard,
like that. Vanguard.
Uh,
Can you get pirate in there?
Pirate of the ephemeral
Sea.
wonder of a child's dream.
Okay.
Now, we often it's very hard for a common man to relate to your. So could you bring it down to
Sure.
to their level? Yeah.
I don't like doing the work. I don't like the bit. I don't like the bit where I have to work on the thing I thought up. Okay. I really like the bit at the beginning when I have a cool idea of how cool something could be that I haven't even begun to make yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really fun because at that point, right, it can be anything. It can be
Anything's
the
possible.
budget.
Yeah.
The budget is through the fucking roof at this point.
It's sky high.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I have to make it.
Yeah.
And that takes work and time
Yeah.
and effort and energy and like a schedule and probably some money and oh god.
But one thing about ideas,
Yes.
right, is that they are automatically perfect.
Yeah,
and,
they are. And everyone
Yeah,
loves
Yeah,
them.
yeah, and you never have to realise them.
No.
Because they exist up here, don't
Yeah,
they? I'm
yeah.
tapping my forehead.
Oh,
they
that's
exist
good.
up here.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And at that stage, it literally anything is possible.
Mm.
And I love it. And I'm there at the moment with a new idea I'm having at the
A
moment.
new idea.
Yes, a new and can you imagine?
No.
Nick Angel's new idea. I'm not going to tell you about
Can you
it.
dumb it down a bit for me? Yeah.
But I know that at some point I'm going to have to draw a lot of things for this idea, and that is less exciting to me. I like drawing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I have dedicated my entire life to that act, but I've got to the point now where I know exactly what it's going to be, and I know exactly how it's going to look, and I'd like to just connect my mind up to a Game Boy printer. And it would just come out, and then it would be
2
done.
pixels.
Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be 2 pixel resolution, 2x2.
If you have to keep an eye on you, because when you say like I've got a new idea,
Got a new idea.
I'm like we have to kind of nip these in the bud before they become something.
Yeah, and true.
Now, Nick,
yeah,
I'm
true.
still struggling as a common man. I'm still struggling to relate to you.
Yeah,
you
sure,
know.
fine.
I see you up there on your ivory pedestal.
My
you
ivory
know.
creative tower.
Yeah, and it's a bit hard for me. So, if you could bring it, I want you to really like dumb it down to like really practical levels. So, when you're sitting in the studio that you paid for with the creative endeavors that sprung from your brow,
Yeah.
what's it like? You know, what's it like? Yeah.
Just explain it to me so I can eat it up as a common man.
I'm just like you. I put on my trousers,
Yeah.
one leg at a time.
You know when you have that idea that you could shit on your mate
Yeah.
and make a viral video.
Yeah. Oh, that initial moment, that spark,
that initial moment,
that Promethean spark of
I could
inspiration. Yeah.
shit on my mate.
Yeah, could do it.
You haven't though yet.
No.
And you haven't made a decision that may haunt you for the rest of your life.
I mean, that's really the crucible which any artist has to go through,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know, it's one thing to say I'm going to shit on my mate.
Yeah.
It's quite another thing, you know,
to do it.
to eat that much cabbage and, you know, really.
Unleash a brown tornado.
Anyone can say they're going to shit on their mate for,
Exactly.
for the
Yeah.
likes, for the
Yeah.
talk, but, you know.
Exactly.
Uh,
So I hope that helps.
No, I can sympathise, and this is where I'm going to join you on your lonely tower.
Come on to my tower,
Oh,
John.
hook me up, yeah.
Ooh.
Because I've spent this week trying to work on a thing which is actually it's kicking all the boxes. It's inspirational, it's stimulating from a creative and professional level. It's the culmination of many years' work, and really could just be such a stepping stone for me as an artist and a person, and a professional working in this industry where we're all just trying to get by. And fuck me, I do not want to do it at all.
Just fucking
it
hours,
is
isn't it?
awful.
It's grind,
Yeah.
it's work, it's hours.
I would
Fucking hell.
trade it all in for something simple and easy. And good God, like give me a floor to clean. I want to hoover.
Well, I gave you a wall to paint. Today,
Thank you, and
so,
that was,
yeah,
believe me, that was a
As a
godsend.
gift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
awful.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I'm being very quiet because I feel like I so rarely get past the concept phase of anything that I don't really. I mean, I guess I agree in a way because clearly I'm not that great at also doing the work, but I haven't actually done any of the work. Whereas you
Thing
guys
is-
at least have fought through that.
Well,
wall
that's true.
And
I do
completed things.
think that a lot of people can probably relate to that.
Yeah.
You know, because I have been there as well. Like, although I've made some things, I have also had ideas and then haven't made those things. And it's like I think most people are on some level creative,
Yeah.
and most people have had an idea that they've got very excited about rolling around and around in their head, going, "I'm going to do this. One day I'm going to do this." And I can tell you now, if you haven't done it yet, that this is the most exciting part.
Yeah.
It gets better.
it's only downhill from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you at least enjoying the ideas? Like, are you rolling them around like a Werther's original, you know, in your mouth?
I used to do that a lot more. I have to say, it's a thing that as a kid and a teenager, I would be constantly spitting out new thoughts of new plots that I was coming up with, or new. I made so many fact files as a kid. I was like really into like, oh, I want to know everything about this, so I would like do. I would make a cool cover for it, and
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
I
so
actually
many
had to try
covers.
and fill it with things, and that was where
So
it
many
kind of fell
issue
apart.
ones.
Yeah. But yeah, I have yet to really complete anything on my own, which is fine in a way. I'm okay being the person who
Plenty of
needs
time.
other people to help a thing come to fruition. But yes, it's I don't do it as much anymore because I think my brain has learnt that I'm never going to do anything with it. So it just
Never
it
say
just
no.
sort of silences me.
I think the sad part is that like, because I was like you, like, you know, my teenage years in particular, I would always just be coming up with ideas.
Yeah.
Like ideas which would go nowhere, and there was a real freedom in that.
Yeah, a lot of them were probably shit. No offense. But they probably
Oh yeah.
a lot of mine were.
Yeah, they were all amazing.
Lots of angels and demons
Oh, hello,
when you were a teenager.
We've gained a cat, everybody. So
Way.
any fans of the show, any fans of Bradley, bit of fan service here.
Call in now. The lines are hot.
Bradley, say something.
No.
Hello.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, you're right. The problem now is that anytime you have an idea, you go like, oh, this is so fun. And in 6 months' time, I'm going to have to work out how to print the damn thing.
But this is the thing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like this sounds like a sort of humble brag, I guess, but we're working on a lot of things at
Yeah.
the moment, all the time, and that's really cool. And then we've got exciting projects and things are developing, and that's great. That is a really cool position to be in. And the knowledge of having a new idea and knowing that they're actually
Sorry,
Cat's arse is
Sorry,
interrupting.
Bradley's just full on attacking the microphone now.
Knowing that you probably won't have the space to actually bring that to life is kind of frustrating. But then there's also a freedom to knowing that I can just live here in the idea land. I'll just stay here in idea land, where anything is possible and my dreams are all coming true. That's my love.
It was a lovely point. I'm sorry, it got completely derailed by the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's fine.
Aggressively rubbing his head against
He's full
me.
of ideas. So
Oh yeah, his constant ideas of like food
ideas,
food ideas.
Yeah.
There's lots of food ideas.
and lap ideas.
So, Lucy, while I tried to appease the cat, would you like to?
Oh yeah, I do have a love. I have a love, and it is related to something that's already been discussed, but I think it can be a wider topic. I love it when someone takes something that was supposed to do something slightly evil and turns it into good.
Okay.
So the example that I have here is we have mentioned the debacle at Twitter.
Yes.
Hey, now I'm sure it's just finding its feet. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be great.
If anything is on fire, it's at fiasco point.
Yes.
I don't know whether anything is actively on fire at this moment.
Let's not rule it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So earlier this week, my understanding is that you can now buy the blue verified tick
That's right.
on Twitter.
Yes.
I don't use Twitter, so I've not been paying a huge amount of attention.
No,
but
you are correct.
you can pay a nominal fee to get your blue verified tick next to your Twitter account.
$8 a month, I believe.
Instead of anybody actually checking that you are the individual that the account purports to be.
Let's not worry too much about
Yeah.
nitty gritty.
So earlier this week, someone paid this $8 fee
Got the blue check.
to register an account in the name of a large pharmaceutical company in the US. And they sent a tweet that said insulin is now free. Overnight, they tanked the value of that company by $17 billion.
It's one of the greatest stories of all time.
And as a little soupçon of bonus, of course, the actual company then tweeted and saying, "Oh, by the way, this is a fake account. It's not us.
Insulin isn't free.
Insulin is not free."
Yeah.
To which Bernie Sanders himself responded, saying that was the actual horror.
Yeah.
That
indeed.
hardworking Americans cannot get the insulin that they need to live for a reasonable cost. Elon Musk himself then responded to Bernie Sanders
Here we go.
with, I think, some guff. I can try and find the actual wording. So Elon Musk's tweet in response to Bernie Sanders was, "Full answer to insulin price question is complex. Short answer is that original insulin, discovered in 1921, is inexpensive, costing as little as $25. New, higher efficacy analog variants of insulin are more expensive." This was immediately fact-checked by
This is probably going to go really well for him.
by Twitter's, I believe, automated fact-checking system.
I'm sure he'll get rid of that.
Which found that a study in 2020 in the United States found that the average price of the standard unit of insulin is $99.94. In non-US OECD countries, this price is $9.32.
Wow. Wow.
And I enjoy this on so many levels because this one act by someone, I feel this is the most efficient use of $8
Oh,
that has
100%.
ever been used in such a way. And this one act has tanked the value of a big pharma company. And I'm not the kind of person who's like big pharma is evil, but charging people $100 for something that costs a tenth of that they need to live is evil.
That is
just actually
questionable,
evil.
I'm afraid. Yes.
And it just slapped Elon Musk in the face.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed.
And exposed him as an idiot,
Yeah.
which is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, what is he like? Why is he getting involved? Like, it's not like he's
Because
got
nobody's else left at Twitter.
That's
So
true.
he's
Yeah.
the only one who can respond.
But it's also like, it's not like, I don't know, it's not like he's got some super version of the Twitter app which lets him know where drama is happening.
Yeah.
Like, why did he choose to wade into that one? just with this kind of like 5 minutes on Wikipedia,
Yeah.
like, well, actually, I
Yeah.
think you'll find.
He's completely addicted to Twitter.
Yeah.
I think. And then on top of that, he's taking all of this stuff personally. Like
Yeah.
literally everything that in any way exposes Twitter and the changes he's made to Twitter specifically to be a mistake, he then has to get on there and defend.
Yeah.
And how he finds these, I don't know. But
And this is just obviously this is a particularly tasty example.
oh, it's so
of this.
juicy. Oh,
But
mwah.
obviously there was earlier this year the GameStop stonks
Yes.
situation, where it turned out that insider trading can be done by normal people.
Yeah.
You can artificially inflate the cost of the cost of a share price, and make lots of money out of that when other people thought it was going to go down.
Yeah.
Rich people thought it was going to go down, and you can make them lose money and make you get money.
And that's very funny as well.
And that is quite entertaining. I didn't understand that one quite as well. There were a few too many financial twists and turns in that one.
yes.
But yes, I very much enjoy a situation where someone manages to turn a little bit of evil into some good.
Very good. I like that.
Is there such a thing as like ethical trolling?
Oh, definitely.
In
I
this
think
case.
there definitely is, yes. Like there was a situation where everybody quit McDonald's because McDonald's was paying terrible amounts of money. McDonald's then opened up their applications to 14-year-olds, I believe,
Whoa.
to try and get people in to run their places. And people swamped the application site with false applications to prevent McDonald's being able to hire anybody. A similar thing happened when the website went up in Texas to allow people to report women that suspected of having an abortion.
Brilliant. And they
People
just
have been
overloaded
just swamping the site with completely false claims so that they can't pick out anything real,
I saw a
basically.
lady having an abortion on the moon.
Yeah. And this sort of thing.
That moon child deserves to live.
I love people who manage to use the system to break the system.
Yes.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
a better way of putting it.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
It's like a very quiet form of protest,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes.
Because it's very funny.
Oh, it's
I
just
think
juicy.
sometimes kind of like making these people an object of ridicule
Yes,
is like the
yes.
best thing you can do.
It's the only power we have left
Yeah.
in this world that's on fire. So let's use it.
So,
And,
yeah,
and
my love.
that entire interaction is like very like entertaining.
Yeah.
But I also feel that like if you tried to explain that to somebody, if you could time travel back to 2004 and go, hey, I need to explain this interaction to you, I think they would just turn into dust and die. Like it's the most exhausting thing
I wish
to
I
try
could
and
turn
explain.
into dust and die.
A perfect online tragedy in like 5 parts.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that greatly entertained me earlier this week.
Love it.
Because it just so many beautiful pieces coming together. It's like
It's like a
That
symphony.
that company is evil. The fact that a tweet from like the
A
name
nobody.
the name of the Twitter handle is not the legitimate name of the company. Like clearly nobody checked that.
No.
Nobody just went. They saw the blue verified tick, and the stock market just went through the floor. Like they
Yeah,
nobody
that's
went.
weird.
Nobody went and checked that this was actually a legitimate like
I know.
from this company. Nobody like rang them
Nope.
to check. Like it's,
Because that's how fragile the stock market is, though,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's like they don't check; they just pull their money straight
Yeah.
away because if they don't have time to check because if it's true, they'll lose money in seconds. And so rather than that's what's so weird about it, isn't it? Is that they will react to a rumor or a false fact or anything like that instantly because it's the only way they think they can self-preserve.
yeah.
Which is wild, but it's also perfect
Yeah.
fodder because only rich people are affected by it, and a troll can wield that much power in only this arena. It's perfect. I love it.
Yeah, and so that entertained me greatly, and I love you get so few examples I feel of just like that absolutely perfect combination, and this was one.
Yeah, totally agree.
Well, I've got a love to
Oh,
see us off.
wonderful.
I love you.
So mine is quite. I feel quite simple by comparison. I love Red Bull Creepers.
What?
What?
So Red Bull, who I think we've mentioned before, have gone into the habit of pioneering, sponsoring
Weird sports.
weird sports.
Okay.
Like trying
Is,
to.
is there a sportified stalking now?
It's called Creepers. But yeah, they're trying. I don't know. Are they trying? Are they succeeding? I don't know. But like they're putting on these events. They're inventing new crazy sports.
Wow.
Or they're taking a thing that like people do, but it's maybe not quite a sport, and turning it into like an event,
Okay.
like the flug tag or the soapbox.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the
yeah.
soapbox derby. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
But
believe you pronounce it Flugtag.
oh, the flug tag.
Yeah.
I apologize. Yeah, that's the one where they build a flying machine.
And
they
you
jump
throw
off
yourself off a pier.
Yeah.
And it never
Yeah.
flies.
No.
That's
Yeah.
not the point.
Apart from
Yeah.
the one that did. When
Yeah,
they
because
went
it was
like,
everyone-
designed. It was designed by actual like Air Force people.
it just went straight up.
Yeah.
Is that a rocket? Is that an ion engine?
Help! But no, it's a climbing event.
Ah.
Yeah, and you'd think like, well, climbing. How do you reinvent the wheel?
Climbing.
Like,
Who cares?
yeah, people have climbed. They've climbed up things. They've climbed across things. There is no other way.
There's no way
You
more
can
to
climb a
climb.
thing to make it interesting.
No.
But no, Red Bull Creepers is under a giant like railway or bridge in somewhere in Spain. I think it was in Spain.
Right.
So like a big stone bridge with arches.
Sure.
So like great big legs to the bridge and great big curved arches, perfect geometric arches. So the creeper element is a climbing race.
Right.
So there are two climbers, beautiful, ripped individuals.
They went to Globo Gym.
They went to Globo Gym, and they are racing each other up one arm of the arch. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So there is an identical climbing path up both.
They've
added
installed like
like
handholds and stuff.
climbing blocks to it. So it's an identical path going up both ways. They have to like.
Are they on a rope?
No. Well,
God.
yeah, no, sorry. There's a safety. There's a safety
There's
line.
safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not good
But
enough.
they're like racing up the wall, racing against each other, and then they have to go kind of into the curve.
And meat?
There's a bell,
Oh.
so they each have a bell like waiting for them.
Okay.
So it's whoever rings the bell first.
I'm pretty sure this was a sport in the Gladiators in the 90s, wasn't it?
Actually, racing up a wall was
Yeah.
a gladiator.
When you had to
Yes.
hit the light at the top.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically
Yeah.
the same. Yeah, but they found a bridge.
They have a bridge in Spain, which just makes it better anyway.
And then the idea is that whoever gets to the top first and rings the bell wins.
Yes.
The loser
Ding-a-ling.
is required to jump
Right.
into the water,
Oh.
which is like quite high.
Yes, I imagine.
Yeah, this is quite high. And then the winner has the option of they can jump if they want to,
Fun.
or there's like a little rope with a hook they can put their foot in and they can choose to
Lowered
like
down.
be lowered down.
Into the water.
Yeah. So
So why is it called creepers?
I don't know. I guess they're creeping up the wall.
I guess.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll accept that.
The name makes it sound a bit more exciting.
Yeah.
So have you watched footage of this?
I
on
have watched
the
some
YouTube?
footage. Yeah.
Oh wow, it does sound
Yeah.
good. It does sound very
Yeah,
good.
it's they're really straining against what they can call a sport.
Yeah.
Like, they're really trying
Yeah.
here.
yeah.
I watched. I'm just gonna pivot away now, but I watched some of the international tag tournaments because tag is a sport now.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually really good to watch. Like, really good. Go on YouTube, type in, like, international tag tournament or whatever. And basically, there'll be an arena,
Yeah.
and it looks like a climbing park for adults. Right? It's all, like, bars and planks and bridges, but nothing goes really higher than a man's head, right? And then a buzzer starts. There's a guy somewhere in amongst the mess, and there's a guy outside the arena. And then the guy outside is the tagger, and he races in, and inside 30 seconds, I think is all it is, he's got to try and touch the other guy. And
So
they
it's a 1v1.
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 But they're parkour guys. So they're all just jumping and flipping. And it's the most frenetic 30 seconds you'll ever see.
Now I
and
do kind of want to watch
It's
it.
really good. It's really good. To the point that Ali and I are thinking of going to watch it live
Oh wow.
because it's so much fun. And the scoring system is really good in the way that it makes it really, really tense. And it's honestly just type in, like, there's like compilations on YouTube where it's like best tags of
Ultimate tag.
Ultimate Tags in 2021 or whatever. It's like a compilation of these incredible moments that these guys just dived and like tagged a guy's shin, and it's honestly,
Are they like?
so good?
Are they mildly? Like in fencing, where they'll wear like an electrified.
Yep, no, they're not. They're
Vest.
just dudes in shorts.
So
and
it's
t-shirts.
not like if you touch, you connect
just
to
on a
circuit
system,
and
like-
yeah.
Well, they have loads of cameras.
Right.
So sometimes that they are like contested, and then they'll play back footage from loads of angles, and they'll be like, "No, that was definitely a tag."
The thing is, we've talked about this kind of thing on air before because we've had not quite ultimate frisbee, but like frisbee golf,
Yes, yes.
which is kind of like a very novelty
It is.
sport. And I've also watched footage of like extreme paintballing,
Yep.
where there's like battles, but
Yeah.
like 1v1. Yeah, and they're like fanning the trigger and you
all,
get like
all the techniques.
3 points for a headshot, but 2 points for capturing the quark and stuff like that.
Well, we also watched fairly recently a parkour tournament. On
Oh yeah, that's
YouTube.
typically a race, isn't it?
Well,
Or
it was essentially, you know how when they did the Olympic skateboarding thing, you had like an amount of time to
is
do
it
as many
points?
tricks as you could.
Yeah.
It was kind of that, but they were in the most beautiful locales. Like I guess just the best parkour.
Oh.
The
so there
Red
was
Bull of Greece.
Was
So
that
yeah,
Red-
it was basically there was one in Greece.
That
So
was a
there
Red
was
Bull
the
thing again,
yeah. So
wasn't
there
it?
was
Yeah.
the classic kind of white buildings on many layers.
Yeah,
So they were
perfect.
bouncing around, and then there was one where I feel like it's a city I've seen in a James Bond movie quite recently.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
But it took us a while to notice. But they had built fake roofs above all the roofs because clearly the roofs couldn't actually take someone running across them because this is like a medieval town or something.
Yeah, they're going to ruin it.
So they'd gone to the effort of building fake roofs that even printing like the tile texture onto the fake roofs.
That's quite cool.
So that they could run across that instead. That was very cool to watch.
It's got to be weird.
There's a lot of gangly guys who are capable of like literally folding themselves into knots.
That's
and
what
then
tag
spinning
is
over.
like as
yeah.
well. There are lots of gangly guys.
It's got to be weird though to be like we've got to come up with a scoring system for a thing which like historically didn't have a scoring system.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like well again we talked about it on air before, but like the Olympic skateboarding
Yeah.
where it's like that's
I got very into the
that's
Olympic
a
skateboarding.
sick Oliver.
Yeah.
You know, that's a Jimmy Two Flap.
Ooh, an
you
indie
know.
nosebone to transfer with fakey outro.
I had no idea what any of the commentators were saying. It was fantastic.
The thing about tag might be, it's like in American football where it's like everyone, different skill sets suit different things. It's like this guy's like lean as hell, but God, he can throw.
Yeah.
And this other guy is like absolutely ripped and he can run like a rhinoceros. And this guy, he's just big.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, he's just
He's just the wall.
Yeah.
You just put him in
The
front
funny
of
thing about
yeah.
the tag athletes is that they all just look like regular guys. It's like I'm looking at them and I'm like, I reckon I could do this.
No.
You look like me. For once, I've seen myself.
How
in
many
a
extra
sport.
cracks do you need in your spine?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. Yeah,
But this is what I'm wondering. It's like, you know, you might have this weird confluence where it's like, you know, it's professional universal tag. Tag. And you could have like, this guy hails from France. He's a parkour master. You know, this guy slightly double jointed. You know, he's just quite bendy.
Yeah.
You know.
This
But no,
guy's
I'm
there.
pretty sure that next year's tag tournament will be sponsored by Red Bull.
Almost. definitely.
Yeah, like surely.
Yeah.
It's got it. That's the kind
It's
of crap they
growing.
get on board with.
Yeah.
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 Like in British playgrounds growing up in the 90s, we had a variety of games.
Mhm, we did.
There was like British
I
Bulldog.
thought you were going
Yeah.
to say Bulldog, yeah.
And we had one called.
What was your version of Bulldog?
Trying to remember. Like it was like we had a concrete playing field.
Yes.
So it was just a rectangle, and the idea was that one person
Was in the middle.
Was in the middle.
And everyone else was on one
Yeah,
side.
and then you'd have to run
All of you run
en
from one
masse
side
from
to
one
the
side
other.
to the other,
The
and
guy in the middle could tag people,
and if they tag that person, they become a.
and they join them in the middle.
Yeah.
So gradually,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that we played a couple of versions. I can't remember what the other one was called, but British Bulldog. The idea was that you could use any means necessary to stop the person. Like
Yeah.
it got quite violent.
Yeah.
But then there was another one which is literally just like, oh, you make contact.
Or you touch
You've
them, yeah,
tagged
touch
them, yeah.
Well, the thing we used to play was called Dub Dub In, which I don't know if that
Ah.
exists anywhere else because I've never heard anyone else.
I played Dub Dub In.
I've
We
never-
played 40-40 in.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, so Dub Dub In was like a base tag basically. So you declare a base,
Yeah.
and then one person is guarding the base.
Yeah.
And then everyone else has to try and tag the base.
That's exactly like 40-40 in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Dub Dub Out and Yo Yo In,
Ah.
which were two versions of the same one, and I can't honestly remember what distinguished them.
No.
Yeah.
Good times, though.
Yeah.
Good times.
The Red Bull Dub Dub Out.
I can see Red Bull doing Dub Dub In.
That'd be quite good, actually.
Yeah, I
that'd be
reckon
good.
so.
Yeah.
I want to watch some tag now.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be
It's
the
really good.
rest of the evening.
Oh,
Enjoy.
wow, nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
You don't get a
Yeah,
choice,
yeah,
apparently.
We'll probably all be asleep in like, a few
Yeah,
minutes
oh
after
God,
finishing
yeah,
this
yeah.
episode.
I mean, the cat's already asleep here on my lap. so-
Well, I'm glad he stopped purring because I'm fairly certain the mics will be picking up that.
No, he is still
Oh, yeah.
purring. He's just now purring under the table, so I don't think it's getting
It's
through.
just
Oh.
resonating the
Yeah.
whole house.
He's purring at a frequency that the human ear can't hear. Well, look, the big question of the evening is,
It's very big.
and Lucy, a
Okay,
massive
hello.
thank you for stepping in.
A
Oh,
big
it's quite alright.
show call.
You,
Hey,
you
thank
need a tiebreaker, presumably. For you.
Well, no, your opinion is as valid, if not more valid, than Mr.
Probably more
Ray's.
valid.
I'm more sober.
Because the real question is, what do we think won? Love or hate?
I mean, I think I'm going to have to go for love because
Blippi
I
was in the hate, though.
I just love Elon Musk getting.
That is so
Bitch slapped.
juicy. Oh, that is juicy, though.
I would say that I legitimately hate Blippi so much.
You did
that
say that a few times.
I can't even ironically go hate.
Yeah.
Like I hate him so much, I have to go love.
Oh, I
If
see.
that makes sense, is that my point?
Interesting.
Yeah.
You have to balance out the universe somehow.
Yeah.
I think partly because I believe it, partly because it spikes Chris Ray. I'm also going to say love. So it's been love all round.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, but also
Good
like,
vibes only.
the Elon. Oh.